Yeah, we back at it. We ready to go, man. Appreciate everybody for pulling up to me with me today. It is Saturday. What are we talking about? What is it? June 6th? It's June 6th? Yeah, it's June 6th. We ready to cook, man. So, man, this gonna be. I think this is gonna be a very interesting episode. I think, you usually I don't put the thumbnail out that quickly. You know what I'm saying? I had this joint up probably a whole month. I feel like I had it up for a month, but I had it up for 24 hours, bro, ready to go. That's because I got my stuff backloaded. I got my stuff already loaded in the chambers, ready to go. And if you pulling up today, you are in for a big treat because I'm gonna break it down the way I break it down, man. Um, Myles Garrett trade happened, and I found myself as I started to do all my content. I started to get into my other stuff. I started to do the research. Started to take a look at Jared Verse, and I've been in the lab with his film work for about a week now. You know me as a defensive end, I'm always in the film work. Then I started to dig around a little bit and look at what transpired at OTAs this week. I threw some feelers out there. I watched, I looked, and there was something I came away with. I came away feeling almost more excited about the 2026 season than I had almost when Myles Garrett was here. And so what I wanted to do is examine what that energy is. I wanted to figure out why did I feel that way? On paper, you're a worse team. So what I had to do is I had to go back, and I had to go back down memory lane. And I was looking on the internet, and I found two pieces of gold. These golden pieces, these golden tickets, right, told me why I'm still so excited about the Cleveland Browns. Not because I'm just a homer, not because I'm from Cleveland, not because I like the quarterbacks, not because I love what the drafts is. It's because I lived this before. I was in this mix before. A lot of times what we do, we forget once you be in this industry for so long, you forget your playing days. To be honest with you, I've been in the media and I've been in this type of aspect of what I do in my career longer than I was playing football at this point. I played football starting probably around the age of 12, 13. I didn't even play that when I was young. Played all through college, played all through high school, played 3 sports in high school, played 3 sports all the way through high school, played in college. So at this point, I've been in this game since 2012. Like 2011 is really when I started. I went to broadcasting school in 2010. So I've been doing this thing for a long time. So I've been actually in this longer than I was in sports. But sometimes you forget. And sometimes you got to remind yourself. And when I went back and reminded myself, I said, oh my goodness, this is why I'm excited. I can't wait to tell the people. I said, dang, G. Bush, why you been sitting on this? You've been sitting on this, bro. You could have been cooking forever. But nope, it's all in God's timing. You going to get today what you're supposed to get today. And it's going to be in a perfect timing situation. So we ready to go. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to some comments and conversations that we need to get to. It's a bunch of you hypocrites out there. It's a bunch of you guys that's y'all faking and fronting. Every time I think y'all gonna turn the page, y'all media dudes really turn, y'all just be looking crazy out there. And it's only so much you can get away with. And we're gonna put that out there as well today. We're gonna get some audio, we're gonna get some visual, we're gonna talk about why I'm excited, and it's the greatest time in the world right now to get in on the ground level with the Cleveland Browns. Even more after Myles Garrett. We'll come back and tell you why. when it's the most explosive, electric show in all of sports entertainment. It is. You know what it is. The barbershop. Oh, yeah. 633 people in here and 633. I'm glad you got in at 9 o'clock. I'm glad wherever you at, you're healthy. Wherever you at, you in a good spirit of mind. Wherever you at, you ready to soak up this knowledge in this game that we about to give you today, because I'm excited about this game. I'm excited about what we're talking about today, and I'm excited about the Cleveland Browns in 2026. We already know what time it is. Get your coffee ready. I got my joint. You got your joint? Shout out to the Kool-Aid Mafia. See you aunties in the building. Browns backers, wherever you at. Shout out to the Hawaii Browns backers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. They get up, the Hawaii Browns backers get up at almost 3 in the morning because the Browns backers is in Hawaii, which is 4 hours difference, I believe. They get up in Hawaii and watch the barbershop. Shout out to them. We be doing big things, man. I appreciate you. Let me get to this. I want to start off with a story, right? And I want you guys to get this, right? I want to start off with a story that's going to set us up. And I'm going to let as many people as I can get into this that I can before I start it, because you got to catch the whole totality. If you come in late, you going to miss it. You come in late, you going to miss it. You come in late, you going to miss it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here. First and foremost, let's get the shenanigans out of the way. Let's get the shenanigans out of the way. We'll come back to this. Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. You guys, I thought it was problems. I thought it was problems when people were going to show up to camp. I thought it was problems when everybody, you thought y'all was going to sneak by this. Y'all thought y'all was quick. See, y'all was like, maybe if we do it on Tuesday, he won't understand or say anything. All right, well, here we gonna go. Let's talk about it. We got some footage coming up here. Let me show you something. Where's that? Let me get my stuff together. Yeah, no. You thought you was going to get that off, didn't you? ESPN Cleveland says, Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney with Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson at OTAs today. They also tweeted prior to that, Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney was in attendance at Browns OTAs today, per Mary Kay. Swinney and quarterback Deshaun Watson won a national championship together. Think it's funny. I think it's funny that first and foremost, this shouldn't have been no problem with nobody. This is why y'all expose yourself every single time. This is why you expose yourself every single time you turn on the doggone television. You see, this is why I got to get you, though. Because if it wasn't the interview that I did, see, a lot of you guys, y'all act like the interview didn't happen. They said, G. Bush, is you salty about that? No, not at all. It ain't their job to broadcast my interview. It ain't their job to rub my shoulders and big up somebody else. As a matter of fact, nobody does that. So no, I'm not going around, hey, tell them, go talk about my interview. Nobody cares about that. The problem I do have was, I think it was funny, because the only thing you did take from the interview was that Coach Prime wants to go talk to Todd Monken. Coach Prime wanted to go to talk to Todd Monken. And as a matter of fact, it led every single news station outlet. And it had conversations about why that was a major problem and why that was an issue. And I just think he needs to stay out of it. All of a sudden, it's funny because Coach Prime ain't even met Dabo Swinney, Todd Monken. Coach Prime ain't even pulled up on him yet. But we ran the news cycle. We ran the news cycle for 2 doggone weeks almost. Hypocrites at the very highest level. Now, everybody want to be regular, just running the bill. Nothing here to see. Clemson head coach, Dabo, nothing here. Picture, can you imagine if Coach Prime had a photo op? Can you imagine everyone locked arm in arm talking about what we doing? It's a distraction to the team. Coach has to look over his shoulders. Bro, just say it. Say it. Say it aloud. You guys be using that man for clicks, traction, anything you can get. Because when another college coach comes to visit, it's nothing here to see. Coaches talk to coaches all the time. He was his coach in college. Deshaun Watson, they've been in the league 10 years. They've been in the league 10 whole years. Shador was a rookie last year. And y'all spazzed out, tripped, left y'all. I told you what it is. The bias level in reporting is at an all-time high. You can't even say you're not biased because you didn't put no sentences behind this. Not one sentence of, well, I mean, is Todd Monken flustered now? I be telling y'all, bro. And then you be mad. Oh my gosh, they're being mean to me. Everyone's mean. I don't know why. Look, no, what? This is the reason cats be looking at y'all crazy. It's because you spazzed out and jumped off the roof about Coach Prime, and Coach Prime didn't even meet him yet. You did 2 weeks about something that didn't happen yet. Then Dabo Swinney pulls up. And it's all good in the hood. You know why it's all good in the hood? Because it don't matter who shows up. See, you thought this was going to be, well, G. Bush, you going to come over here and bash Deshaun Watson, Dabo Swinney. Absolutely not. The only people that look crazy is the people that report on it. Because I have no problem with Dabo Swinney coming to camp. You know why? Since when is a problem that football people have a problem talking to football people? Since when do you have a problem talking to that's like being like, G. Bush, I heard you talk to another media member in Cleveland. Of course, I'm in the media in Cleveland. Why would that be a problem? But then, you know, Todd Monken, he always do what Coach Monken do. Nasty work. Of course it's nasty work. And then they tell you, no, we've been straight down. No. You be doing that for clicks, bro. You be doing it because you know the Dabo Swinney news ain't gonna get no traction. Ain't no traction with that. You think it's traction with that? Absolutely not. But you put Coach Prime in them, and you put Prime, you put Shador on any thumbnail. You put Prime somewhere, you already know what it is. Well, let me just tell you. So let me just show you this is why y'all look crazy. Because I'm going to just take what Coach Monken said about his own meeting with Prime. So mind you, think how crazy you look. First of all, you took a whole interview. I asked Prime, the only thing you mentioned in the interview was something negative. The only thing you mentioned was how dare Prime go talk to the coach. And then that was it. Turns out he didn't even meet him yet. Then another coach comes, another Division I coach, and shows up at camp. And then you're like, what are we going to say about this? How is this going to work? Well, let's see what Todd Monken said about it.
World, you'd love to have your starting quarterback, right? And you'd love to have your O-line set. I'm not sure we'll be there. I'm just not. I think both. I think both quarterbacks have played well enough where we haven't really been in pads. We haven't played any games yet. Haven't really gotten to that point yet.
What did your boy G. Bush say? Who was the first dude? See, this is why I be having problems, bro. Like, stop acting like I didn't tell y'all that 2-3 days ago, 4 days ago, weeks ago, when everybody was like, oh my gosh, everybody, what did G. Bush say? You have zero pad work on. You have no pads on. You don't have any games. Remember, I told you about the accelerated pressure program. Coach Monken wanted to have his stuff done by June. Coach Monken said he would like to have it finished. So therefore, just pick this. Nah. It didn't really work that way, did it? No. Again, the scorekeeper keeps score. I'm confused why. Talk to him, Todd.
Every day I kind of lean one way or the other with quarterbacks. I'm on that. But we still got to get to that point. And then O-line wise, as we start to move the pieces around and get them together, I think we'll have a better idea. I don't know that yet, though. I have a pretty good idea. In the O-line, I really feel like I have a pretty good idea of 4 of the 5, right? And then we got to figure out who's that 5th. Does that make sense? I really feel good about the 3 we brought in Fano, and then who's going to be the 5th, and then quarterback, who's going to start for us. But I'm fired up about the quarterbacks. I just tell you, we got 2 starting level quarterbacks. We really do.
And I think it's funny. I think people that don't be at nobody practice, people that ain't never sniffed a quarterback, people that ain't looked at no quarterback, ain't never played nothing, ain't never looked at nothing. How you gonna tell the coach you said I got 2 starting quarterbacks and you say, no, you don't? Based on what? I just feel that way. A lot of people say they don't like, boy, if you don't be quiet, this is why Saturdays be lit. Y'all might as well, listen, haters, please get yourself together today. I know we started off on the wrong foot. You're not hating enough. Not hating enough. 1,200 people in there. I know, come on now. You got to pull up a little stronger. Ooh, you got to try a little harder. Let me talk to this. Coach Monken, what you talking about? What's going on? What did he say about Coach Prime?
You know, first of all, got a lot of respect for Coach Sanders.
What'd he say? Y'all be disrespectful. He keep telling y'all what he wants you to call y'all, and y'all keep calling him. Well, Dion, bro, stop. What are you talking about? I'm confused about this. How come when we talk about that, we can get actual names? Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney. How come we can't get that same love for Prime? I didn't know they was in 2 different divisions. Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney with Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. It didn't say father is trying to invade Berea to talk to Todd Monken. It's the same level of indirect disrespect. You could call him head coach Dabo Swinney, but where's head coach Colorado Buffaloes? His dad is trying to show up. If Rick Little Johnny in Avon Lake, or Johnny in Lakewood, or Johnny in Chagrin Falls, or Rocky River, his dad coaches the 9th grade. How come you got a level of respect when you always talking about somebody else? Clemson head coach. I got to just keep bringing that back to the bottom of the map because you guys continue to be undercover disrespectful. Come on now. Come on. Where we at? I heard a lot of people when the interview went out with all kind of content. I'm just saying, though. I'm just, I mean, Todd Monken, does he have to deal with that? Well, it seems like he's dealing with it all right now, huh? Turns out that football coaches talk to football coaches, right?
You know, first of all, got a lot of respect for Coach Sanders, obviously as a player, but also what he's done as a coach. And obviously he's done a great job with Shedeur as a father. I'm open anytime he wants to meet.
When? Did you say tomorrow? When you open?
I'm open anytime he wants to meet.
What? Hold on. You mean that goes for like nighttime or daytime? Is there a difference? When do you want to meet?
as a father, I'm open anytime he wants to meet. He said he was going to come, but he had a commercial. So if he just lets me know where the next commercial shoot is, I'll be there.
Todd is Coach Mugging crazy. Boy,
I'm open anytime he wants to meet. He said he was going to come, but he had a commercial. So if he just lets me know where the next commercial shoot is, I'll be there. I'll show up. I really am looking forward to it. I got a ton of respect for him, and I got a ton of respect for Shedeur because all he's done since I've been here is work.
What'd he say? What'd he say? All he's done is what since he got here? So you thought we was gonna let that ride. Yeah, I done leaned off on the receipts on y'all. You thought we was gonna let that ride, bro. No, the coach said all he did is what? Work. See, this is how you debunk people in real time. You acknowledge the coach and saying that you got a lot of respect for him. You acknowledge the fact that we know that that's your son. And as a matter of fact, we're going to say he did a great job of with his son. Oh, and by the way, all the little sneaky little narratives about how he might not be want to watch film or don't know how to watch film or don't understand this and probably don't get that. You know what he just came out and said? No. Here's what we're going to do. All he done did is work. How many podcasts you done seen Shedeur on? When Myles Garrett got traded, how many people in the Cleveland Browns was talking out of turn? I didn't see Shedeur. For that matter, Deshaun Watson, Quinshon Judkins, Carson Schlesinger, Mason Graham, Isaiah McGuire, Alex Wright, Grant Delpit, Denzel. I didn't hear not one person jump out off the roof and say what they was upset about. Did you? No. Everybody working. You know who spoke? Coach Monken and AB. That's why I'm half excited. Moving right along. We'll get back to the work. Why I'm still excited. We'll get to it.
That's all he's done is compete. He was here early in the offseason. Hell, he bought me a horse head. I mean, tried to, cheese up to me early, so I think, which is really cool. I mean, it's been great. And yeah.
Tried to cheese up to me. Gave me that horse head early. Oh, that's crazy. He gave you a figurine coach. Coach Monken, we got to get you in the pause game. That was crazy. We got to figure something else out. Huh? I'm confused. I don't hear nobody. I mean, let me just go ahead and say, let me get to this. Let me see what y'all got to say. I'm just breaking it down. Just this little G Bush. What y'all saying? Courtesy ESPN Cleveland.
Do you think there's any connection, Dabo being in that building, to the Browns trying to build an offense that is Deshaun Watson friendly? Is this evidence that Deshaun is winning this competition and that the Browns are trying to install things that accentuate Deshaun?
So you meaning to tell me when Coach Prime came, it was a distraction. He should stay out of it. He should not be talking to the coach. It should let Todd Monken do what he gonna do because you're stepping in and infringing. But Dabo Swinney pulls up, and now it's a great thing. Actually, it signifies that Deshaun Watson he's in the lead. He's actually really, though, it's Deshaun Watson is really, they're trying to build an offense around him. So are they doing that to, is that the spin? Are you serious? You can't make it up. Deshaun Watson has been in the league 10 years. 10. You can't make it up, people. But the same people will say, Coach Prime should just That was one of the biggest reaches I've ever seen in my life. Y'all not fooling nobody. You know what it is. The Ides of March is upon you. The Ides of March are upon you. No doggone coincidence.
Deshaun Watson's strengths.
That could be part of it. I thought more, for me, my first thought was that they're just trying to make Deshaun a normal, average player in the NFL again. You know, has Dabo ever gone to Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence?
I don't know.
So, like,
No.
those are the things
I'll
that I
answer
need.
that.
Because if the answer to that is yes, like, yeah, Dabo was there last offseason with Trevor Lawrence, maybe it's just a former coach visiting one of his guys.
Oh, you don't think maybe it's just a former coach visiting his guy? Who would have thought that could be the actual situation? You can't make this up. Hey, you know what? It don't even sting that much no more, because I be feeling like y'all don't even be paying attention to him. Y'all don't even be paying no attention to it at all. No problem. They're like, nah, I'm not paying attention to this noise right now at all. Let me give you this. It's getting to a point now, people just talking. It ain't nothing rooted in no sort. I'm like, bro, this is crazy work. Like, you could tell y'all might not got nothing to talk about today. But the point is, we should have something to talk about. You know why? Because even after Myles Garrett left, it signifies something to me. It's a new day. It's a new energy. How many of y'all have been out there? How many of you have been out there? See, a woman energy is different. See, it's like dudes, this hit a little different. I know that it happened to me. All the ladies, let me know something. Ladies, where you at? Ladies in the building. See, I was on the internet, and then this is a universal truth. When a woman go through something, and they go through a bad relationship, and they done been held them back, they don't do what dudes do. See, dudes mess around and go like they get out of a bad relationship, they go buy a car they can't afford. They get out of a bad relationship, they start messing with a girl they shouldn't and have a kid. They get out of a relationship, they do emotional stuff that stick them in that place where they is, and they can't afford to move because they was at a sunken place when that happened. But when the ladies, shout out to the ladies, but when the ladies, when they done been to hell and back with some person they shouldn't even have been with, that's where the word glow up comes from. I can always tell when somebody going through something. They've been listening to Mary J. Blige for weeks now. And you know what? The first thing they do, all that little, the first thing they do, they get right to that salon. You already should tell, because they get that haircut. They first thing they done cut their hair. They done cut their hair. Get that little bossy cut. Get that Khalees going. Second thing they do, they hit that gym. Listen, women got the propensity to have the stress out game. They can stress and lose weight. I said, man, I want that. That's the first original Ozempic. Stress and lose weight. Yeah, now they working out. They done got into a little kickboxing class. They taking care of themselves. They got a little skin routine. They got a whole new wardrobe now because they done been working out. And they outside. They ain't in this in-house cooking no meals. They outside. They at the mixer events. They out there doing young entrepreneur work. They done stayed prayed up. They going to Wednesday night Bible study, reading a Bible, just being all just, getting back to their self-care. You know what that means. Shoot, the shoes get better, the bags get sleeker. They saving, they back on their grind. They out here checking on people. How you doing? Just doing good acts of kindness in the world. And then you run across them as a dude, you look at them and be like, You run across them. And you be like, dang. First of all, you don't run across them, your homeboy run across them. And you know what your homeboy gonna do? He hollering off top. Hey man, I ran across Janae. I ran across Janae over down on West 6. You be like, for real? You don't want to say nothing. You just sitting there all for real. You don't even want to get for real. You be in the back of your mind, what was she looking like? What she looking like? Was she nice? Was she? And he go tell you before you even heard it. Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. She was, I ain't gonna lie. Shorty was, she was doing her thing. He didn't tell you he asked for a number. Then you run across her. You was in Target because Walmart was closed. You in Target. You in there trying to get you something and you run across her in one of the aisles. She in the vegan aisle, just with the fruits and vegetables, eating healthy. And you run across her and you get startled because you like, that can't be Janae. Is that Janae over there? And you get nervous. You're like, huh? Nah, this ain't no cap segment. Nah, this ain't cap. It be like that. It be like that. And you be like, I hope she ain't getting it. I hope it ain't going down like that. But the reality of the situation is, hey, look, hold on. He said they ain't going to no gym. Hey, I'm telling you, well, if you ain't doing this and you're going through something, this the blueprint. You want to make them salty? Do that. But I'm telling you, though, all of a sudden, I find it funny that all of a sudden now, guys done got the glow up. Now, all of a sudden, we got 2 starting quarterbacks. They done moved on from Myles Garrett all of a sudden. I don't know when we about to make this move. It might be like later on. All of a sudden, you start getting people talking like this. Cameron Wolf at the NFL Network revealed that Shedeur Sanders has turned heads during Browns OTAs, earning praise from coaches and decision makers for his rapid development and growth. Command of the offense. From what I understand, Shedeur has had a really strong last few weeks of OTAs. By the way, here's how I know they told him. Because that's what in the same exact phrasing I heard. That's the same exact phrasing I heard. Shedeur has really had a few strong weeks of OTAs. I talked to people with the Browns who said Shedeur really, I'm telling you, I can second that. If you go back and watch my 2 weeks ago in my thumbnail, I told you this how I know what he's talking about, because that was verbatim. That was verbatim what I'm talking about. That line right there, from what I understand, Shedeur has had a really strong few weeks at OTAs. I've talked to people with the Browns who said that Shedeur really impressed him. You see, when I heard it, I was, I got the info. I just said, let me just sit on this a little bit, see how we gonna move with it. Then he came back, and as I prognosticated, when they done moved on and Myles Garrett was out of the system. You know what they did? What are we doing here? It's time to go ahead with that youth movement. You know what type of time we on. Talking with people there who really have an impact on this decision, they have seen him grow in his processing. I've also heard that there's something about him, or a good word, is what I was told. I said, oh. See, if you were want to get the information, you talk to Rosie. Rosie got all the information. She be there when I be getting. She be over there when I be getting the information. She be just looking at it, and then she don't ever say nothing. She be like, I don't know. I'm telling you.
Conversations that, hey, this is Deshaun Watson's job.
What you say? Now, look at the looks on their faces.
Actually pretty wide open. I know there was a lot of early conversations that, hey, this is Deshaun Watson's job to lose. From what I understand, Shedeur Sanders has had a really strong last few weeks of OTAs. I've talked to people with the Browns who said that Shedeur has really impressed them. He's progressing really well. A little bit deeper into that. What does that mean? The biggest thing is they've seen him grow as he progresses down the field as a quarterback. Sometimes he holds on the ball too long. Talking to people there who really have an impact on this decision, they have seen him grow in his processing. And I also heard there's something about him. Aura is a good word, is what I was told there. And so look, do not count out Shedeur Sanders in this race. And I also thought it was interesting. Todd Monken said early on in the offseason he would love to have a decision before training camp. Sounds like that may be pushed back. And I think that's because of Shedeur Sanders' work there. Deshaun Watson's also practiced well. But I thought one example of how close this race is, Deshaun Watson led a lot of the first team offense in OTAs on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it was Shedeur Sanders leading a lot of the first team offense. And Todd Monken has said that, look, one day I go this way, one day I go the other way. I've known Todd Monken for a while. If he says something, he's blunt and direct. He is not going to give you any crap. This job is open, and Shedeur Sanders has a real chance to win it with a strong training camp coming forward. So could be one that we watch and see, and maybe one of these guys can convince the Browns not to use a first-round pick on a quarterback in 2027.
Well. Looks like the competition's not sold out like we told you it wasn't. Looks like the scorekeeper continues to keep score. You already know what I say, our jizzle. If it's close, anywhere remotely close, the young dude is going to get the nod. If it's remotely close, the young dude is going to get the reps. I told people, no disrespect, and this has nothing to do with Deshaun Watson. This is just the honest to goodness, truthful about the situation. It is what it is. When you move on from Myles Garrett, when you don't look back, you got to look forward. The Bible talks about not looking back all the time. What are you stuck in your past for? It's all about what you're going to do in your future. And Myles Garrett, we wish him the best of luck, but let me just tell y'all in the barbershop. Let me just keep it a buck with y'all. Myles Garrett wasn't playing here. I'm going to just keep it 1,000 with you. You know I got the intel. He was not playing here. And the Cleveland Browns was like, okay, well, he's not showing up at OTAs right now. This move been in the works for some weeks. So they got exactly what they could and got him for. By the way, Jared Verse, we're going to get to them. I'm going to do a members only with Jared Verse and his skill set. But the problem is the premise continues to show itself. And my mom said this before. We were sitting there in the radio. And my mom continued she said, I don't understand the infatuation It's borderline an obsession with a quarterback that people don't even know about. So what you mean, Ma? She said, why every time we talk about a team is, well, the quarterback. Well, the quarterback did this. Well, we need the quarterback. And everything is about going to get the quarterback. See, the problem what we got is, and this is what happens in the media. And I always continue to talk about it in terms of this. See, in any other profession, when you're a lawyer, a doctor, an architect, an engineer, when you are vague and not specific, people, money, and things get hurt. If you're an engineer and you off a quarter of an inch, guess what that means? The whole bridge then fell apart. If you are a financial advisor and you forecast something and you're off 3 percentage points on returns, people is in trouble. When you're a doctor and you're a brain surgeon, 3/4 of an inch or a centimeter is the difference between somebody being able to live, die, or not be able to walk when they get out of surgery. One overlooked law and statute on a case, on an appeal, can get your client thrown in jail forever. See, but in this industry, there's no exact nature to it. There ain't no exact nature to it. You just say, he's good, he's bad, he's good, he's bad, he's trash, he's good, he's not good, I heard this. And then there is no research work put on it. Let me just give you this. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you know? Let me see. Let me just ask y'all something. Let me ask you something. Let me hold on. I shouldn't do this right now, but we're going to get to it. Hold on. I'm going to do it. I want to do something really quick because I like to do this in real time. I like to do this in real time. Let me show you why. This is why I'll be salty. Not even salty. I'll be like, guys, we're not about to do this. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something. I just want to show you something. Bear with me. Yeah. Let me see. Uh-huh. Yep. Hold on. I want to show y'all so we can be crystal clear with this. All right, here we go. Oh, this is perfect. It's perfect right here. Let me ask y'all a question. This is what irks me the most and how we talk about this thing. Because I just want to show you why there's a lot of things that have nothing to do with the real reason it's like this. And this is why I need to debunk this stuff in real time. Because if I didn't, everybody would be feeling free to just be froggy and leap and just say stuff. And there's no level of accountability to it. Let me show y'all something. Because if you don't put the numbers up, people won't remember them. If you don't make sure people understand what the past was, they'll convolute the future. If you don't let them see it, they won't know. Let me just show y'all something. All right? Let me go back in this. Let me go back all the way back to when Deshaun Watson played, because there's a lot of people that may have not been watching with the Browns back then. There's a lot of new people that may not have understood it. Maybe you wasn't looking for the Browns. Maybe you don't have the context. My thing is this. I'm confused. Why is it that people don't understand or want to acknowledge this? Let's start with the last row at the bottom, boys and girls. These are his yards that he's thrown while he's been a Cleveland Brown. All right? He threw for 131 yards. This is at the bottom against the Texans in 2022. He came back and threw for 276 against the Bengals. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He came back against Baltimore. 161, 1 touchdown. He came back against New Orleans. 15 of 31, 135, 1 interception. At Washington, 9 of 18, 169. He had 169. I remember watching that game, but he did have 3 touchdowns. He threw the ball well in the red zone, but 169. He against the 1-8-23 against the Steelers. He threw for 230, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He followed up 154, 1 touchdown, 1 interception against the Bengals. Steelers, 235 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. His Tennessee Titan game was probably the best game that he had. He was 27 of 33. Now, mind you, we're gonna take his best game, 27 of 33, 289, 2 touchdowns, no interception. Right? Remind you, we're gonna take his best game, log it away. All right. Against the Colts, he was 1 of 5. He got knocked out of that game. Against the Arizona Cardinals, he was 19 of 30 for 219. Against Baltimore, he was 20 of 34, 213, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Against the Cowboys, this is the most recent, in 2024, he was 24 of 45 for 169, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Against Jacksonville, he was 22 of 34 for 186, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Against the Giants, he was 21 of 37, 196. He threw for 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception against the Raiders. Against the Washington Commanders, 15 of 28, 125 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He fumbled 3 times, though. Against the Philadelphia Eagles, 16 of 23, 168. In the last game he played against the Bengals, he actually was playing very well in that game, 15-17, but that's where he tore his Achilles, 128. So what I'm setting up here is this. When people be telling you, oh, this is that and this is this, you're like, well, hold on, let me go back and actually check. Because what happens is your recency bias kicks in. This 3 years ago. You don't know what nobody was doing 3 years ago. Now, put this in perspective. His best game, this is 19 games. 19. His best game, arguably, was against Tennessee, 27 of 33 for 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. My thing is, how can you say that, okay, well, we feel like he's cooking and he's doing this. But let me just show you something. In Shador's 3rd game of his rookie year, he threw for 364. My mom was talking, and I had to literally say, okay, let me go back and remember. So you telling me Watson's best game was 280 yards against the Tennessee Titans, threw for 364 with a worse roster, a worse line, a worse receiving core. And by the way, he literally threw for any more yards. He literally threw for more yards than any other rookie last year. So my question is, and this is how we got to start pushing back and start doing it like this. What are you guys looking at? Do you know what they would say if Jackson Dart threw for 360? Cam Wharf threw for 264. Do you know what they would do? By the way, Deshaun Watson has never thrown for 300 yards in a Cleveland Browns jersey. Ever. Not once. No. This is how, listen, this is how you know the propaganda is alive and well. I've just showed you in two separate ways the way the propaganda works. The bias with Shedeur Sanders is outrageous. You know why? Because at every turn, they show you it. Now, I done showed you Dabo Swinney could come to camp and ain't nobody gonna say nothing. I can show you that Dabo gonna pull up and y'all gonna say it's just a conversation. I can show you in the numbers and the number work that Deshaun Watson has never thrown for that many yards ever in a Browns jersey. But you'll say that this dude is the worst quarterback of all time. But he done threw for more yards in his third start. Oh, by the way, he won his first start on the road. But that don't count. None of this don't count. Nah, that don't. Tell me you just don't like the person. Just let me know. Listen, I would respect your game. I would respect your gangster if you just said, you know what? I heard so much. And by the way, you would rather believe not your own eyes and what the coach said, you believe what somebody told you. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. Come on now. We got to get to it. We're going to get to it. All first verse. Shout out to Lux. These. Let me get to this. Now we ready to go. 2,026 people in here. Let's get to this. I've been waiting for this. Now that we understand and we just set this game up and we got these boys ready to go, I'm going to show y'all something about why I'm so excited about this team. I'm going to show you why. The reason why I'm still excited about this team is this. Not because what I've done, is because what I've seen. It's because I've lived this. I want to give you a story. This goes back to 1997. Yeah, people play football like that late. And I'm going to show you the story of G. Bush. Now, hang with me. In 1997, a little old small team in a Midwest city called Canton, Ohio, the home of the Football Hall of Fame, with a story program called Canton McKinley, became the national champions, national in high school. The reason why I'm so excited about the Browns is because of my personal journey becoming where I am and getting to where I am today. But it didn't start in the right area. It didn't start the way you would think. But it's very interesting. First of all, before I play this, shout out to Jim Tressel's Northeast Ohio Sports Channel. Hit that like button. Make sure y'all check it. It's linked in the description. Both of these videos are linked. Make sure you go over there, check his channel out. He covers high school football in Northeast Ohio. He put together 2 short documentaries. And this one, I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll talk through it. Here we go.
Ironic that if all goes well for Canton, you know, it is kind of ironic that if all goes well for Canton McKinley, they'll have to come here to Massillon, home of their most bitter and hated rivals, the Tigers, to play for the state championship.
What's up, C. Jones?
What's going on, bro?
So football season is right around the corner, right?
Hell yeah.
And I just made the Maslin preseason video last week.
Yeah, I just seen that.
I think it's time to drop the McKinley preseason video. What do you think?
Yeah, it's only right, bro. Dogs forever.
Yeah, so hear me out. Did you know that McKinley starts next week on August 19th?
Yeah, it's also the 25th anniversary for the 1997 team, right?
Yeah, the state and national champions. It's the 25th anniversary. I just realized, like in my archives, USA Today ranked McKinley #1 in the nation on August 19th, 1997.
Okay.
So, pure coincidence.
But I got a question. How exactly do you win a national title as a high school football team?
So pretty much USA Today has their Super 25 poll, and it's just kind of unanimously the way we decide our national champions for high school football. And so McKinley was ranked the preseason #1 team in the nation, and pretty much all they had to do was finish out the year 10-0, make it through the playoffs, and win the state championship, and they were probably going to win the national championship.
So you're telling me that they earned the national championship, but how did they do it exactly?
Well, so they had a beefed up schedule. They had week 7 circled for the longest time, and it was against Cleveland St. Ignatius, who didn't make the top 25 that year, but they were ranked 7th in the Midwest. So McKinley, the first 6 weeks before they played Ignatius, they absolutely dominated.
By the way, let me just show y'all. When I be talking about people be dominating, I don't like to hear I don't know what you was doing in Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland, but we weren't respecting nobody in Cleveland when I played. These are the stats. This is what we was doing in high school, boys and girls. Akron Guard 45-0. Glen Oak. Shout out to Dustin Fox, but we smoked them. It's 44-6. Jackson 55-13. Minner, shout out to Minner. We beat y'all 49-0. Cleveland, Glenville. Now Glenville is a power now, but you see what we did, 70-0. So here we go. We got a story to tell. At this time, remember, in 1997, I am a young 16-year-old G. Bush, full of energy, effort, and didn't take no mess. The guys ahead of me were Division I guys, and all of the people started ahead of me. All of them. Ohio State came to visit, in Michigan and Wisconsin. And guess what? They wasn't coming to see G. Bush. I didn't get no minutes. As a matter of fact, I was so crazy that I said I was sitting with my dad. We ranked #1 in the country. And I told my dad that I would never, if we won the state championship, I would never wear the state championship ring that I got until I won one of my own. And he looked at me like, well, how often does that happen? We had never won back-to-back state championship. We haven't even won a state championship as a high school for a public school. So as a young player, I had something inside of me that just said I wanted more. I had something inside of me that said I wasn't content to ride nobody else's coattails. I don't care if we win a national championship. I felt like I wasn't contributing. I used to go to my dad every single day as he dropped me off at school. And he said, man, what's going on with you? I said, man, listen, I'm good enough to play, Dad. I'm good enough to play. And he said, you got to wait your time. You got to wait your time. And at this point in the season, right here at week 7, I was still waiting my time. Somebody eventually got hurt. Actually, I remember his name. His name is Rasan Hall. Rasan Hall gets hurt. He was our starting linebacker. He went on to play at Kent State, full scholarship. And they said, G. Bush, can you run down on kickoff? I said, I sure can. My job was to run down on kickoffs and bust the wedge. They used to have a level of guys, and I used to be a wedge buster. And that was that fast. And so that is how I eventually got on the football field in week 7. But I still wouldn't take no for an answer. Continue the story. We got a long way to go.
Dominated that schedule. Week 1, they played Akron Garfield and won 45-0. Week 2, they played Glen Oak, 44-6. Then they played Jackson, 55-13. Week 4, they played Mentor, 49-0.
You're telling me they beat Glenville 70-0?
Yeah, week 5, Glenville 70-0. Week 6, 51-12 over Canton Central Catholic. And then the showdown against Ignatius in front of 24,000 people. So even though McKinley was ranked #1,
24,000 people. 24,000 at a high school game against St. Ignatius. And boy, was it epic. Continue.
One in the U.S. Ignatius had jumped McKinley in the Ohio pools for week 7. So that meant McKinley was now number 2 and Ignatius was number 1. So McKinley had to win this game to retain the national title. And they jump out to a 35-17 lead to start the 4th quarter until Ignatius started chewing into the lead.
What happened?
Very speedy. Second and short 2 at the McKinley 11. Ragone to throw. Looking to his right. Fires. Caught by Lerner. Right at the 1 yard as he touchdown. A 2-point try for the Wildcats. Ragone rolling to his left. He looks back right. He's got a man. It's caught by Yannick. And the Wildcats are back in this football game. McDaniels takes the handoff, steps up to throw. He's looking long for Gamble. Intercepted by Ignatius. Mark Gallup picks it off.
By the way, our quarterback is assigned, Ben McDaniels, is Josh McDaniels' brother. His father, Tom McDaniels, in his high school Hall of Fame. And Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. He also played for our team. He's in our College Hall of Fame.
Ignatius knocking on the door.
What's wrong with him for Ignatius?
But they are on their feet to the far side of the field. First down and goal for Ignatius. Ball spotted on the McKinley 2. 7 minutes and change to play in this game. Ignatius trailing by 10. Handoff to Ardier. He fights forward and is behind Ragone. He keeps it and plunges forward and no indication yet. And he is short. So it'll bring up 3rd down. Ragone under center. Hands it to Ardier. He's not going to get it. Ardier trying to dive in. McKinley trying to put up a goal line stand here in Canton.
I think the crowd will tell you whether they score or not.
4th down and a foot. Ragone reaching under. He plunges forward.
No.
He stood up.
Bro, ain't no way.
So then after Ignatius, they beat Warren Harding 30-9. And then week 9, they play Aquinas and they beat them 70-0.
They was dog walking dudes.
So then week 10, they play Massillon. They win 27-14. And Tom McDaniels famously says that the team wasn't happy with the 2-touchdown win over Massillon. So then they go into the playoffs. They beat Hoover 40-8. They won a close game against Toledo St. Francis 25-22. And then they have the second showdown with Ignatius.
Round 2. Now to set it up, 1914. I'm on the sidelines. I play special teams. There's literally no way we should have won this game. I talk about it all the time. There's no way we should have won this game. I will show you what will transpire earlier or what transpires later. But the reality of it is people left. Half my family left. Only my mom and dad stayed. 30-some thousand here. But they didn't quit. Because some told us that these kids from an inner city school that played against a team that could recruit, that could give scholarships to come, just regular kids, dogs at that. It's funny how we were the Bulldogs and the Browns is the dogs too. See, it takes a couple hungry dogs. It takes a couple of people and people that won't say no. We played both ways. They had people playing offense and defense. But the give up wasn't there. "34 seconds left in the game, 1914. Let's go." Fred Wilcox at the bottom of your screen. Shout out to him if he's watching. 1,800 people in there. He ran the wrong route. The ball bounced off somebody's shoulder pads and hit him with the R1 boot move with 34 seconds to go.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have definitely paid to be in this game. To watch, be on the field, it don't matter.
Let me tell you something, though. Shout out to Coach Kyle. Watch how his young man handled this. Watch how he had dudes. Dave Ragone went to Louisville. They had the Charles Bentley, all pro, went to Ohio State. He was on his team. Watch how they all lined up and shook everybody's hand like real men. Coach Kyle was, look, watch.
You got a bunch of class kids down there.
Wait, so that wasn't the state title though, right?
No, that wasn't the state title game. The following week was, though, so they play Moeller after they beat Ignatius, and they beat Moeller 31-16 pretty convincingly, and they received the state and national championship that night.
Did they?
Actually, that might not be true. If you enjoyed this video,
That is the beginning of the saga. But you say, G. Bush, what are you talking about? You just showed us a whole lot of something. Where was you at? You said that you was salty. You said you didn't get to play that much. You was on special teams. Where was you at? Well, this is where it gets me to the point I bring you today. The reason I'm excited about the Cleveland Browns is the same exact reason I was excited about the McKinley Bulldogs in 1998. I was a relatively unknown person. He went to a school that was terrible in middle school. Nobody knew who I was. But the thing about sometimes when you're unknown, you got a certain fire. Some people got a fire that they tell themselves, I'm going to be somebody. They got a passion to be better than those who came before them. They have a passion to say, it don't matter about where you come from. It's about what you put down. And I told my dad, as I told him in the car, I said, Dad, they gave us our state championship rings. It was a beautiful ceremony. And I think I was the only person who sat by myself. I was the only person who sat in the corner, and I looked at the ring, and I didn't think I contributed. It wasn't enough. And so I remember sitting there, and everybody else is moving around, and everybody is doing their thing. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying, why am I getting emotional? Why do I want to cry? Because what I realized was in my life, sometimes things mean more to you than other people know. It wasn't about winning a championship. It's about what did you do? It wasn't about living off Kenny Peterson and Mike Dawson's coattails. It's about I didn't feel adequate enough for what I did. So when you talk about Myles Garrett and you talk about the trade, I was almost morphed back into that position because I feel like there's people on the Cleveland Browns team that felt just like I did. People who thought they was looked over. People who thought they wasn't good enough. Hey, Jared Verse, let me talk to you real quick, dog. Yeah, they traded you for Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett is a Hall of Famer. But I done watched you, bro. You don't take no junk. You feel you a dog. But they got rid of you. They didn't believe in what your skill set was to bring them a championship. How you feel about that? They thought they needed to go outside of the room to find something that they could have had right there in the room. What else more did they want? You was young. You're the defensive rookie of the year. You're a two-time Pro Bowler, but they thought Myles Garrett was the missing piece. You cool with that? What's up with your energy? I think what you should do is you should come out and make people pay every single day. You should come out and practice every single day and make them understand, yeah, Myles Garrett is good, but what we talking about with 8? Shedeur Sanders. Myles Garrett is gone. Expectations is gone, huh? They treat you like a charity case, charity story. They done already got new quarterbacks. We got something at 26 and 27. Todd Monken, they done already wrote you off, Todd. They said you won't even be here in 29. See, the energy that I'm channeling is the energy that I once had. The energy that I'm telling them to have is the energy that I had. And you say, how did that transition? Oh, well, there was always 1997. My dad went to work one day and they said, hey, my son is going to play. And they go in back-to-back state championships. They laughed at him. Your son ain't going to do nothing. Your son could never be better than Kenny Peterson. He already went to Ohio State. I couldn't stand Kenny Peterson. I told him this before because he was that good. He was ahead of me in basketball. He was ahead of me in football. And I had to watch him get all the glory. we would go at it like cats and dogs. Because I told you, when is my time? His number was 81 and my number was 71. We couldn't even get away from each other. But my dad told people they're going to win back-to-back championships. Now, mind you, no high school had ever won back-to-back state championships, ever in the country. Not D1. No high school, city school won a national championship. So what did G. Bush say? I won't wear that ring till I get another one. Somebody's all, you might as well just go ahead and just give it away because y'all ain't winning another one. But sometimes it takes a few hungry dogs, some unknowns, to get it done.
Play situation, though, maybe.
Arth in a shotgun. This is going to be the last play.
Oh, he's got the arm for it.
Throwing it deep.
Caught it.
What's up, T. Jones?
What's going on, baby?
Well, another year has gone by and football season is practically here.
And time flies, bro. It feel like just yesterday we was watching state titles.
It does. And you're now coaching the Bulldog Red team, right?
I am. I'm coaching with Coach Quai and Coach Austin, the Bulldog 12U. It's been a hell of a year so far.
Yeah, it's like you're part of the pipeline right now, I guess. That's awesome. Congrats. But if you recall, we made a video last year for the 25th anniversary of the 97 McKinley State and National Champs.
How could I forget? That video was a banger. First video of the season.
So despite us putting our blood, sweat, and tears into that video, they never celebrated the team last year on the field.
They definitely didn't.
They had decided before the season started that they were going to wait to celebrate until this year because the 98 state title team is going to have their 25th anniversary.
But I'm pretty sure the majority of people in Stark County don't know this. The 98 team won as well. Did they have the same team, or were they even expected to win the following year?
No, not really. As a matter of fact, McKinley wasn't even expected to contend for state, let alone win it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, McKinley wins the state and national championship in 97, and then longtime head coach Tom McDaniels retires from coaching and accepts an administrative job with Canton City.
Set that up, G. Bush. They win in 97. Our head coach retires. They make him the athletic director and give him a bag of money. He's done. I'm walking off into the sunset. The 1997 team had 7 Division I players on it. Rasan Hall. Jamar Martin played for Ohio State. Matt Curry played for Kent. DeMarlo Rozier played for Kent. Kenny Peterson won a national championship at Ohio State. Mike Doss won a national championship at Ohio State. All of those dudes went to places and blew it up. They were great. The next year we were picked to win 4 games. Sound familiar? We were picked to win 4 games. They said, who did these guys got? Who did these guys got? Well, they had this rogue rebel, this guy named G. Bush or something. He used to I talked back. I was fiery. I didn't care. And in between that season and this season, I remember telling my dad, here's what I'm going to do. Since they won't play me at practice, I'm going to treat every single practice like that's my game. I'm hitting the quarterback. I'm hitting all the running backs. And I'm going to make them pay for not playing me. That year went through. They got rid of all the coaches left, and we got a brand new coach. Wonder if we got it done.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Neither did I. So McKinley had to replace their program's winningest coach ever, while at the same time also graduating the majority of the starters from the previous year. They just graduated 2 Ohio State recruits, defensive lineman Kenny Peterson,
Dog.
and fullback Jamar Martin,
Dog.
as well as the program's all-time leading scorer in running back DeMarlo Rozier.
Dog.
The Bulldogs had 1 starter back on defense, and that was Mike Doss.
Dog.
3 starters coming back on offense, 1 being Mike Doss again, 2 being Ben McDaniels, the quarterback,
Dog.
and then lineman Antonio Hall.
dog, which he's also the current head coach.
I believe so. And the head coach at the time had said someone had told him that had McKinley gone 5-5 or 6-4, that it would have been considered a great year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So how did they even start the year off?
Well, so they started off by dominating Sandusky in their first official scrimmage, but then they fell back to earth in the second, squeaking out a 7-0 win over Steubenville. They looked nothing like a state championship contender. So USA Today agreed. They left McKinley out of their preseason top 25. The only two Ohio teams that made it were Ignatius, who was ranked 4th in the nation, and Warren Harding, who was ranked 17th.
By the way, I didn't even start to the first game. Nothing. Not through camp, not through nothing. I didn't start at training camp. I ended up starting offensively and defensively by the first game. But the only reason I started was because the coach's son ahead of me got injured against Steubenville, which we won 7-6. So I kind of know something about not having no reps. I kind of know something about coming from zero. I kind of know something about being a dude that want to go get it and telling yourself and being delusional. You have to be delusional in nature in order for you to get what you gonna get. Because guess what? Sometimes it ain't gonna look like you cooking. But wait till the pads get on. Perfect timing. Let's cook.
And they were both on the schedule, and they were back-to-back weeks.
Sheesh. All right, so let me hear them scores.
Yeah, week 1, McKinley beat Akron Garfield 18-13 in a really close game. Week 2, McKinley beats Glen Oak 42-6.
Golly.
Week 3, McKinley beat Jackson 34-16. And then week 4, they beat Toledo St. Francis, the team they beat last year in the playoffs. They beat them this year 21-0.
Skunked.
The week 5 game actually gets canceled, which is something I never knew. So then week 6, McKinley beats Central Catholic 31-14. And then week 7, McKinley has their showdown against Ignatius again, but this time it's up in Parma at Byers Field.
This is my junior year. This is the first time I had ever lost in high school. Week 7 of my junior year, I had never lost another game prior to that. By the way, we played against Anthony Gonzalez as well.
And Ignatius beats McKinley 31-21 after McKinley was actually in the game for 4 quarters. So then the following week, McKinley plays Warren Harding, and it looked like that was going to be a bad game as well. There were problems on the sidelines with Mike Doss and maybe the coaching staff. I'll leave it at that. But McKinley beats Warren Harding 20-16. And then the following week, they play Aquinas, and they beat them 48-7.
Golly. Poor Knights, man.
And then week 10, McKinley goes to Massillon. And Massillon plays them pretty tough through 3 quarters. And Massillon actually has the lead 20-19 until Mike Doss puts on the show.
By the way, watch this block by G. Bush. Watch this counter Trey. This is how you block it up. I'm 71. Check it out.
There's a power. Hold on. Go back.
That's how you block it up. If you didn't know. Watch this. That's how you block it.
They'll never catch him.
They'll never catch you. Out of here.
Crazy sauce from the Doss, man.
No flag. 73 yards for Mike Doss, and the Bulldogs have the lead back with 6 seconds left in the third.
So yeah, Mike Doss breaks that 73-yard touchdown run to basically break open the game for McKinley the rest of the way.
I mean, just look at the blocking, bro. You could drive my car through there.
Coach Shimmick was the other. That's who that was, Paul Shimmick. And loose shots, the senior got the touchdown. Kick is blocked by Williams. Touchdown. Preston Shavers recovered it. Eddie Williams blocked it, and Preston Shavers recovered it for the touchdown with 44 seconds to go.
Well, the score of this game is not going to reflect the game. You know, it's going to wind up.
Dog, look at the 90s drip. I'm talking NBA, NFL, track jackets and boys out there. Crispy.
He's headed someplace to play college football.
Pack them up, boys.
At that point, nobody's going to catch him. He sees goal line and he's gone. 4th touchdown of the day was that.
4 TDs!
So McKinley ends up putting away Massillon then 42-20. They go into the playoffs with a record of 8-1, and they win their first round game against Jackson 17-13. They play the next game against Marion Harding. They win 14-7, and then they have the rematch, the second showdown with Ignatius at Kent State's Dix Stadium.
Nice job defensively.
9:15. Our first real big third down play of the night. 3rd and goal from the Ignatius 6. Hooks the motion man. They
That's
give
a great
to
block,
Doss.
defense. I need to see
Doss
it.
will score the Bulldog
I feel like
touchdown.
that.
Well, that's a companion play to the stretch play. Same formation to the left.
Again, it's Doss. And Doss close to the goal line. No signal yet from the officials.
That was the same play, same formation, the opposite direction. The two
It's going to be
flankers to the
awfully
left.
close. 4th down. They said he did not get in.
Well, your choice here is whether or not you want to kick the field goal, and I wouldn't do that. I would try to punch the touchdown in. They need as many points as they can. In this
Absolutely.
ball.
Here's a look.
Plus the fact, even if they don't make it, you could see on the look he didn't make it. He landed it short.
If you want to know what my number is, 71.
4th down play coming for the Bulldogs right here.
Even if they don't make this, Ignatius has the ball on the 1-inch line.
That's how far they have to go. Wideouts left, right. Doss is your lone setback. Big play early on for both teams. Anderson in motion. They give to Doss, and touchdown. And the Bulldogs have jetted out to a 13-0 lead as Mike Doss had just enough oomph to get that across the goal line.
So McKinley ends up jumping out against Ignatius 14-0 in the first quarter. Ignatius scores to make it 14-7.
For the 20, Arth has all day, and he's got a touchdown. Follison hit Doss. The Pups pick up 4. And now we're under 2 minutes here in the first half. Again, this is a handoff to Doss, who's got some room, a 50, and down to the St. Ignatius 44-yard line. But that was the main focus on the game plan this week for the Bulldogs. From the 44, McDaniels. Tip caught by McCready's. He will score. Touchdown Bulldogs.
McKinley's up 24-14 midway through the game.
Arth looking in the end zone, and a great catch and a touchdown.
And then they're up 31-21. And Ignatius gets one more field goal to make it 31-24.
Okay, nail biter.
So McKinley, up a touchdown, ends up chewing away the majority of the fourth quarter, and they get down inside the 10-yard line.
Bro, and then they missed the field goal?
They missed the field goal.
No, come on.
So with 40-some seconds left, Ignatius gets the ball back, and they begin marching down the field, play by play, here and there.
Yeah, them boys dicking and dunking, dog.
Arth in a shotgun. Pressure is on now. He will have to run.
That's good football right there. Good coaching.
Evidently the official saw it.
That's a big call.
Yes.
That takes the ball.
Now it's going to take a miracle play.
That's going to take the football. So 10 seconds. There's a good shot of it on the scoreboard. Wildcats, 2nd down and 12, but down in distance is not a factor. Now the clock goes back into motion.
Puts him in a two-play situation, though, maybe.
Arth in a shotgun. This is going to be the last play.
Oh, he's got the arm for it.
Throwing it
Whoa.
deep. Caught it. It is caught, but he is
line.
out of bounds and time is expired. Holy
Touchdown saving tackle.
Mike Doss makes the touchdown saving tackle, saves the game, wins the game for McKinley, and there's no time left on the clock. And you can see the body language of the Ignatius teammate who's also in the end zone. You don't see him arguing the call.
Here is a look at the last play.
He threw it almost 60 yards.
Should I try to just get the coach before we go to break?
Doss knocked him out.
He did not get in. Nope. If there was any question, he did not get in, and that is the end of the game.
And then just like last year or last season, this was not the state title game. This was only the state semifinals. But if you ask Mike Doss, he will tell you, just like maybe many of the others, they view that as the state title game for themselves. Yeah. But the following week, McKinley does win 33-10.
Hey, go Pups.
So 2 years, 2 state titles, 1 national title, 27-1, with 5 future NFL players. 2 of them who go on to win a national title with Ohio State. 1 of them goes on to win the Super Bowl with the Colts.
That's crazy.
The Division I state championship game record, as you mentioned, Jim, his 4th touchdown of the game.
4 TDs? Well, you say, listen, you're playing your whole high school tape. You're doing too much. You say that to say this. What are we talking about? Well, here's one of the things that we talk about. See, sometimes you just need a couple of dudes to believe. Sometimes you just need some people to really be really about the urgency of putting their own self on the map. The thing that I always remember and go back to that was I didn't start until the first game of my junior year. But when I started, I didn't come out. Fast forward till today, I was inducted into my high school Hall of Fame, first ballot. I went on to make All-State, not only as a defensive end, but as a guard. I went on to play at Ohio University. And as I look back at what that season and what that transpired to me is I go back and listen to myself and I go back and replenish as we bring this thing full circle. For me, it was all about stamping what you were bringing to the table. It wasn't about what somebody else did. It wasn't about what somebody believed in. It wasn't about what other people was talking about. It was the fierce urgency of you wanting to be somebody and was not going to take no for an answer. And I was so delusional that I wouldn't take no for an answer. It didn't matter that I didn't start to that day. I knew I was going to be something. And even when they told my dad it wasn't going to happen, I remember the power of speaking things into existence. I remember the problem. I remember having the youthful ignorance to say, I don't care what nobody old say. Sometimes you just be old. That ain't got nothing to do with your wisdom. And I knew what you had. I took offense that people said, you gonna win 4 games. I took offense that people told me, you know what, you might as well go ahead and get good grades. Get you some good grades and you can go to college because the football thing ain't gonna work out for you. It's just not gonna, it don't look like it's gonna be that thing. But the first game I played, I made every tackle. Mike Doss went to the league. I told him, you're going to have good luck, buddy, because you got to run from your safety position. I done already ate while we talking about this. And you say, well, what does this have to do with the Cleveland Browns? Well, it has a lot to do with the Cleveland Browns because what I've told you on this channel has echoed and it has taken pride and has transpired since we watched. When you look at the barbershop and you talk about the same things that I talk about the same things in real life today. Because in life, those things translate. What you do at those times pays dividends and puts you where you are today. What you did back then put you in position today. And just like you was looked over back then, you're going to get looked over later in life. But guess what? I got the adversity. And so now when people want to hate. Say, how you gonna hate? You can't hate on something that you can't control. I came from the gutters. I came from zero, the bottom. Then nobody ever gives me nothing. And it's a lot of people on the Cleveland Browns team right now that they think they gonna get 4 wins. You're gonna get 3 wins. A bunch of misfits, no quarterback. They talking about getting quarterback, some 18, 19, 20-year-old person. They sitting around telling you should go get a gambling addict as your quarterback. That should piss everybody off. Y'all should be ready to go right now. They said you better off losing games and going to get somebody that just came up out of rehab for gambling addiction. They laugh with y'all. They play with your name. You don't even get the same amount of respect. I'm talking to every single young Cleveland Browns player right now. Y'all don't even have, I'm going to tell y'all what. I'm going to just tell you what. Y'all, I feel sorry for y'all, but forget about being sorry. You guys don't even have the same level of courtesy that other people got because your media don't even like you. They won't ask you nothing positive. They won't show you highlights. They don't talk about what you can be. They don't talk about what you can get to. They don't think you're going to win no games. And the only thing they care about is seeing the world burn for their quarterback. Well, let me tell y'all something. All it takes is a couple of y'all. All it takes is the people that want to be there. Quinshawn Judkins, Harold Fannin Jr. You know what it is. Harold Fannin Jr. is one of them dudes from Canton McKinley. All you need is a couple of them. All you need is a few people that's delusional enough to say, we understand what we're going to get. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. And that's why I'm excited about this year. That's why I'm excited about this year. Because this year doesn't necessarily have to be about how many wins we gonna get. Y'all ain't really no good. How we gonna do? Man, it's a bunch of young dudes out here that don't know no better. It's a young coach that ain't trying to hear nothing you talking about. And when you traded Myles Garrett, you know what you signified? It's a youth movement all day, twice on Sunday. And right now, it's the greatest time in the world to be a Browns fan. Because guess what? It's a lot of people that ain't on board right now. It's a lot of people that ain't looking around right now to see what we got going. But trust me, when we get to these first 3 or 4 weeks and we cooking, oh, they'll come back around. Oh, they'll come back around. Because just like in that video I just showed you, you win 5 games, maybe. Says who? Says what? Says what? Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Everything that the Browns have been doing gets to this level. And this is how I know I'm excited when I heard somebody say this.
You can tell how a team is by how they practice. You see losing teams practice terribly. You see great teams practice amazingly. It translates. That's not a losing team out there. The way everybody was moving, I didn't get to get into the team situations today. That's going to be another day. But the way the boys are moving, this isn't a losing team. Nobody's moving around like they're slow, like they're feeling sorry for themselves. People are moving like with intent, like they are not going to miss the opportunity to play in January, to play in February, to play in that big game.
What'd he say? They moving with intent. They're moving with intentional energy. What I love the most is he's telling me ain't nobody out there. Ain't nobody out there feeling sorry for themselves. No disrespect to Myles Garrett. He's one of the greatest Cleveland Browns of all time. But when you cross over, well, now you're the ops. It is what it is. Once you cross over them lines, you the ops now. And what I need to ask Mr. Jared Verse is, they discarded you, my dog. They couldn't have picked nobody else. They couldn't have picked nobody else. They said, you the weakest link. Nah, we gonna use you for Myles Garrett. I want you to show him. I want you to show him. Clip this and send this to this man. Clip this and send this to this man on Twitter. I want you to show the Rams you tripped. I want you to show them by your play that y'all played around with my name. You picked the wrong dude to set an example with, because I'm about to cook this year. You supposed to have a vendetta. You supposed to have your best year. I was playing around. Yeah, don't put too much. No, don't put too much on him. Let him be who he is. Just, don't compare them. Nah. Forget all that. I done looked at the old tapes. I'm back in football mode. Forget all that. Forget all that. Get in your bag. You're supposed to take offense. I don't care who they listen. You supposed to, as a football player, you ain't trading me for. Listen, you trade me. You can't trade Santa Claus for me. Santa Claus is a bad trade. How you gonna trade G. Bush for Santa Claus? You crazy, Kris Kringle? Yeah, I done seen you. I see what your game talking about. I done seen what your game talking about. You supposed to be playing like you proving a point this year. They got you out here traded you, got you out your bed, and had the nerve to keep it under wraps too. You was walking around amongst them folks in LA. They knew they was trading you for Myles Garrett. I need to see it. I need to see it. I need you to make an example out of him. Every time they see 8, they better think, yeah, we ain't trading him for that no more. Every time they see 8, every time. That's what type of time we on. You ain't got to be nice to none of these dudes. When you cross over, you the ops. I need that young energy. Hey, Shador, let me talk to you real quick. Come on over here, Shador. And let's listen. Let me talk to you real fast. Yeah, I'm just talking real quick. Yeah. He looked like he cared about Myles Garrett be gone? Huh? 10 looked like he cared Myles Garrett is gone? Absolutely not. Ain't nobody crying. Ain't nobody crying. Yeah, listen, this one, you ain't even got to feel it. I'm just showing you. What, G. Bush, why you excited? Why you excited about the Browns? No. You think, look, you see how he moving? You see how he moving? Come on. Boy. That's why I'm excited. That's why I feel a certain type way. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Taryn Armstead said Jared Verse has the potential to become a dominant force for the Cleveland Browns if he continues refining his technical aspects of this game. Adding the Cleveland should feel confident about the future with the young pass rusher. Jared Verse is special. And when he adds his tools to his game, his hands, his reaction, the ability to set up moves for later in the game, it'll be dominant. It'll be scary. Cleveland will feel great about what they have from now on into the future, but he has work to do. I love Jared Verse. I love it for Cleveland. They did not lose the trade. They talking about you losing the trade, bro. Jared, they talk about lost the trade. They done Googled. The only reason they Googled you is because they want to see, who's this dude in the secondary part of the Myles Garrett trade? Is he really good? Yeah. I want you to be angry. I want you to be mad. I want you to feel disrespected. I want you to feel slighted. I want you to feel I want you to feel like you've been, they played you, bro. You was a game away from the Super Bowl. They did you like Odell. Remember when the Giants told Odell to go to Cleveland? He said, man, I thought they was trying to punish me and they sent me to Cleveland. Looks like Myles was the missing. Yeah, I need you to show him. I need that energy. Hey, Shador, let me talk to you real quick before we round this up. 1962. You might not feel this. I know you might not feel it today. You might not feel it, but only the real one's going to feel it. Oh, G. Bush is up here preaching again. Only the real one's going to feel this. We ain't talking to the sideline dudes. Let me tell you something, Shador. I like what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Myles is gone. It's your team. I said it. Myles is gone. Guess what? It's a vacuum. It's a void. Fill it. See, these young dudes is looking for something. Be rallying, ready to go. Because by that first game of the season, you're gonna turn this thing back to Colorado. Let me tell you something, bro. You turn this thing right back to Colorado. Remember y'all went to TCU? Remember people talk about y'all was gonna get smoked? Remember they was talking about how all that? See, yeah. Right now, it's your time. See, what they try to do is they try to humble you. They try to make you feel like you couldn't be who you was going to be. They tried to strip you of your superpowers. Your superpowers is being unapologetically too. You done got the number back, but now it's time to get in that bag. It's time to get in your bag. No. All that unapologetic, we gonna make you just put your head down and go to work. We ain't caring about nothing what they talking about. We on a new day. It's a new youth movement. You tell people, get on the train. That's what we doing. Put your bust down on. Put your rollie on. Show what your rollie looking like when you in practice. Make sure you playing with that energy, that joy, that exuberance, because that's what the young movement is. The youth movement don't care what nobody that's over the hill writing about. They don't know what we talking about. And guess what? That's how you play the game. Don't see this. It's a tactic. If they can steal your joy, they can keep your blessings. When you go play, that's what the two movement is about. Going back to two. See, they did the same thing to Deshaun Watson too. Let me just tell y'all how this worked. I'm gonna make little people a little upset. They did the same thing to Deshaun Watson. Half the problem what was wrong with Deshaun Watson was they browbeat him so much the man couldn't even show up nowhere. He needed to just disappear. He don't need to be there. We don't need to see him. If they can get you to be on that type of time, they can keep your stuff. But when you show up and say, I'm unapologetically too, it's what come with it. And I can't wait for the day when them celebrities start being on that sideline. Oh, it's coming. See, y'all didn't like that neither. Yeah, we're going to have rappers down there. We're going to have rappers. It's going to be all kind of entrepreneurs. It's going to be all type of politicians. Come on out here. Come on out here. You see what Ty Monken already doing? He don't care about nobody coming to practice. Come on over here at practice. Take the photo ops. Let's get it. Let's work. That's the energy I need. That's the energy we got. We got some young, hungry dudes that is looking to make a name for themselves. And ain't nothing more dangerous than somebody who ain't been saddled with nobody else's whack expectations. See, they done got everybody out here that ain't saddled with them same little stale little takes about how the Browns have been terrible for 30 years. You got a bunch of young dudes that we ain't trying to hear that. You talking about that 1985 stuff. We talk about what's up now. We talk about what's up today. And Shador, you got an opportunity to grab these dudes and let them know, hey, let's shock the world. Hey, every time we go out there, we're going to play for each other. We're going to play for the city. And every time we're going to be dismissive. We're going to be unbothered. And when you ask us something stupid, we might tell you it's stupid. Real ones. And guess what? Don't even worry about it. Because if they do too much, you got some allies over this way. You got a couple people that actually want to see the Browns do something. You got a couple people that's invested to see if the Browns can really cook. So yeah, don't worry about them. We'll take care of them. Y'all just go out there and put them points up. Y'all go out there and play that energy. I seen Quincy Williams the other day. He said, I heard the Browns fans, I heard they like that. I heard they like the Bills Mafia. See, what y'all don't understand, we was one of the originals. What are you talking about, bro? We one of the original fan bases. And when we get the fan base, because we doing some remodeling over here. If you can't tell. Don't worry. Hey, the Cleveland Browns, we doing some remodeling over here with this new wave. We got a new attitude, a new bag, a new way of thinking, a new way we cooking. So don't worry about that. We gonna get the interior decorating done. You ain't got to hit the like button on this. This ain't for everybody. Some of y'all just, this ain't for everybody. Let's go. It's time to put that jewelry back on. It's time to make people uncomfortable a little bit. It's time to get people to back on up a little bit. We done played humble. Humble don't make no money. We done paid humble. You still was playing with our names. You still play with people's names when they humble. You tried to do all the right thing. You just try to do your thing and sit over here. Maybe they won't say it, and maybe they won't write it, and maybe they'll just let you play. They ain't never gonna let you play. So what you got to do is you got to make people shut up. You know how you make people shut up? Touchdown Browns. You know how you make people shut up? Sack fumbles. You know how you make people shut up? That's 1,300 on the ground. You know how you make people shut up? Is Todd Monken coming in here? Yeah, we got 2 quarterbacks we're going to look at today. That's how you make people shut up. But don't let them dim your light. Do not let them dim your light. Because that's half the battle. I say it's 90% the battle. You need to go out there and play the way you play unapologetically. Because as you see, as I put it up there, they're going to write articles if you wear a backwards hat. They're going to write articles if Deion want to come, Coach Prime want to come talk to the coach. They're going to write articles every single which way but loose. So you might as well go ahead and put the bust down on. You might as well go ahead and get the rose gold jewelry and put it back on under the pads. You might as well get the colorful cleats and start cooking. You might as well get your celebrations on with the young dudes on the field. You might as well pound your music and listen to the music that gets you ready to go and motivated. You might as well. You do bad all by yourself. But we doing some redecorating over here with these Browns fans, though. We ain't on that type of time. We want young guys that's ready to come move, that's collating. It ain't go. Sometimes it ain't gonna hit the same. But I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. I ain't seeing the haters. I'm looking around for them. Where they at? I'm confused. I ain't just telling you something that I talked to. I'm telling you something that I done lived. I'm telling you something that I live right now. You think I care? Oh, G. Bush, you're doing this. G. Bush, listen, you know where I came from? See, it's a difference between me and you. You stay over there. What I'm talking about, I lived. And still got to live. I'm here today because I still ain't got no job. I had to go make me a job. Jay-Z had to get him a job. Sometimes you got to stop asking for jobs and go take your work. That's for some people, hashtag New Cleveland. That's the motto. Sometimes you got to stop asking for permission and take what you want to get. And if that make people uncomfortable with it, then you're uncomfortable. My job ain't to walk through life to make you comfortable in what you doing, because you're medium anyway. Half the people that's running around talking, you're medium. You ain't never put no excellence out on tape. Your excellence is mid sauce. You never made no honor roll. You didn't really play no sports. You don't really be nice to your family. You see, why you going to personal life, G. Bush? All these medium sauce dudes. Everybody's so mid, but they got a bunch to say. Unless you done hit excellence, I don't want to hear it from you. Unless you done reach the top, I need to see a medal of some sort. Was you good in second grade? I need you to be nice. Can you be good? I'm looking for the accolades. Did you come in 5th place in the spelling bee? I need to see the 5th place spelling bee in second grade. Did your mom keep it? Because I be looking around and it's a bunch of medium dudes that's always talking crazy. Mid sauce. Mild sauce. You don't never go get the habanero wings at B-Dubs. You always got the medium and the mild. Your takes be off. You don't be entertaining like that. You do 2 shows a week. Come on now. And these the takes you got. It's time out for it. It's time out for it. And I can't wait till y'all shut these folks up. I can't wait for it. A lot of these dudes out here comment, you ain't even from. I be wanting to say it. If you're not from the city, if you ain't from where I'm from, if you ain't been in this, you can't even, you lucky we gave you a lease to talk about that. You leasing these comments. You shouldn't be allowed to comment on the people from the city unless you from the city. I done paid taxes here my whole doggone life. These out-of-towners coming around, Johnny come latelys. How you got an opinion? Talk about my team and what we gonna do. You're worried about your undercover team. Be cracking me up. Looking around. Well, the Browns are a dumpster fire. Nobody told you to come here talk about no, it's my dumpster fire. But don't worry. Fires is funny. Because we're going to take all of them takes, we're going to make a bonfire. Don't come around later talking about, oh, well, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I didn't expect it. I want everybody in that locker room in terms of everybody should be hot. Everybody. And I'm glad Todd Monken is in charge because he keep getting y'all people in the mix. I'm sorry, I just went on a long tangent. I'm sorry. Let me get to the super chats. Hit that like button, bro. You're cracking me up, man. I can't wait for 2026, bro. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for it. Me. I done seen it before. I done lived it. You gonna be wanting something. This, and the reason I showed y'all this, the reason I showed y'all all that tape was just to set that up. Because some people talk about it and don't be about it. I'm about everything I'm saying. I live it every single day. I'm not just up here shucking and diving. I'm showing you the resume. They be, oh, that fake. G. Bush should be fake passionate. He don't be, bro, listen. I come with all receipts. So I'm not just sitting in here every day telling you that. I lived that. Overlooked. You ain't gonna get this. And I always tell people, it don't matter what nobody else is saying. And nobody can tell you how to work hard. Nobody can tell you what God got for you. Nobody can keep telling. I don't care what you say. You can't control how I work and what my craft is. What are you talking about, bro? And right now, there's an opportunity for people to step up and step on out on that faith and be like, yeah, we're going to get it done. And guess what? It's one of the best times in the world to get in on the ground level. The price of the stock is down. At one point in time, Microsoft was a penny stock. At one point in time, Apple wasn't doing nothing. At one point in time, there wasn't no hedge funds for Amazon. But you know what? It was a couple of people that got in on the ground level. It was a couple of people that got in on that Facebook type idea. So some people that got in and invested with some of these up and coming, nobody knew. And guess what? It done paid them dividends. Look at that stock price now. Vince Thurman, thank you so much for becoming a member. By the way, Vince, hit us up. We send them t-shirts out. We send you get gift out regularly. I got to shout out to Rosie. You do a tremendous job getting that stuff out, man. I just be getting all these shipped, delivered. That's how we work. We continue to work. By the way, if you're watching right now, the biggest reason that you should become a member is because of the film review. If people are just watching right now and you say, man, I like this guy, but I don't want to become a member. Well, here's why you should become a member. Because when the season comes, we're going to show you who doing what. We're going to show you who good. We're going to show you Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston and Shador throwing the rock. And we're going to show you Quinshon Judkins and Spencer Fano. We're going to show you what Jared Verse doing. And we're going to show it to you right here. And we're going to break it down with former NFL players. So that's that's one of the reasons. Let's go. Helene, people won't say it, but the Browns leadership just got way better from the trade. The only thing Garrett was not is a good leader. And you know what, Helene? You know the crazy part about it is, you notice Todd Monken came out and said, all right, man, on to the next. On to the next one. I think Andrew said it all best. All right, nothing here. Let's keep pushing. I didn't see nobody crying. Didn't nobody have no sad, somber songs on Twitter. That's why I was excited. Because when you young and you trying to prove yourself, I got something to prove. I'm trying to look out for my family. I want my family to get that bag of money. I want my kids to be secure down the line. I want my legacy to be a certain thing. Well, I'm gonna be on the internet singing sad love songs and I can go get the bag. You know what he said? Them dudes is out there running, moving, and with purpose. I like that. Spencer Goolsby, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. CC Clark says, yo, the Bears are moving to Hammond, and I'm accepting application for new teams. Hashtag New Cleveland, hashtag Go Brown. There it is. Come on over here. Let me just tell y'all something. This is going to be one of the funnest years we done seen. When Baker Mayfield was here and he was a rookie, we weren't worried about how many wins and losses they was getting. We always wanted to win, but we was watching was a prime Nick Chubb, a young Nick Chubb, a Denzel Ward, a young guys coming into their own. So right now, I can't wait to see it in training camp because you see what they did, and it just goes back to what I've been saying. They try to fast forward the process. You see what he did? Oh, no. We got to get them pads on to kind of see. We got to get the pads on. We can't really be talking about. I'm saying, got to wait till the pads on. Shabby Mojo 125, all-time plot twist. Browns beat Rams in Super Bowl 60. I'm telling you what, man. And people be acting like they see. I be showing you because they'll act that G. Bush is just selling a bill of goods. He can't believe that. He can't believe it. Why would he? He can't believe that he's. That's why I show you. Why I'm more excited? because I was actually in those locker rooms at the same junction of my career, an unknown, a nobody who became somebody or wanted to become somebody. Do you know how hard it is to, like, you got to think about it. Do you know how hard it is to get a Division I scholarship and you only play your junior year? I didn't start playing football till I was almost 14 years old. And the 2 years prior to that, I wasn't no good. I was garbage when I was, like, I wasn't good. You know what's crazy? My parents, everybody, right? We used to so when they found out I was playing, after the coach's son got hurt and they played me, a lot of people just said they couldn't believe that my name was on the starting lineup. And you know what they said? My people said, my mom went and pressed up all these 71 jerseys, right? And my family members said that if I didn't do nothing the first game, they weren't never coming back to another game. I was awkward. I was 2 years prior, I was supposed to be a foreign exchange student to go to Europe. I wasn't even in the mix for no sports. I was just a dude who was looked at as a nerd or awkward. And they said, if we come to these football games, we ain't never coming back. And I internalized every single word of it. I said, oh, y'all gonna have to, you will understand. My mom and dad ended up being in traffic, being late to the game. And the first 3 plays, tackle in the backfield, ran a reverse, ran down a reverse, minus 12 yards. Next play, sack. Next play, tackle in the backfield. My dad comes into the stadium and says, coming in like, hey, what's going on? Everybody mobbed, this is 18,000. They mobbed him. He said, hey, they had the jerseys on. Hey, that's 71 right there. Is that your son? He said, yeah. He's made every play. He made 4 plays in a row. I leave the game. Mike Doss comes, and me and Mike Doss have a great relationship. Shout out to Mike Doss. He used to always antagonize me since I was like this little. He's 1 year older than me. Used to play baseball together. We played ever since we was little. He would be like, Garrett is soft. He's strange. Mike Doss came to my mom's Blue Wind store and said, hey, man, G. Bush was playing like a Florida State defensive end, bro. He said, what the heck happened to him? That's where the switch happened. And you say, what does that mean? Do you know that it's here? Can't nobody take nothing that you got. It don't matter what they talking about. And the rest was history. But it's all about making your mind up and being delusional. You got to be delusional. Chef Xavier, 01, became a YouTube member. Shout out to Chef Zay, by the way. Shout out to Chef Zay. You know why I'm clapping it up for Chef Zay? Because we got to salute that man for getting a Jarvis Landry interview. We got to salute him for getting a Jarvis Landry interview. Remember what I said when I did Coach Prime's interview. Remember what I said. I said, for me, this is a win for all independent media. And the reason why that's a win for everybody is because it helps build and build this independent content media where players, large name individuals, people that are influencers, that are the top names, will go and do an interview. And they will see that it does have value to go to independent media. That is a huge interview to get Jarvis Landry. Make sure you go check out Chef Zay in that interview. Big up to that. That's what I'm talking about. That's the independent. We need to be building these bridges. We need these artists to come on over here. So you know, hey, bro, we're gonna give you good content. We're gonna have a good conversation, and we're not gonna be with the funny stuff. Shout out to him. I just make sure I'm glad I thought about that too. Make sure y'all go support that interview on his channel. Bianca says Christopher Malini from Law and Order visited camp last year, and there was no outrage, not even a coach, but a whole actor came. But to draw the line with Coach Prime. That's why I went on my rant at the end. Be you. Stop trying to appease these folks. Stop trying to appease these folks and thinking that if I just toe the line, they'll be no, they'll find something to talk about. If I just don't do this, they'll find something to talk about. So why do you care? And then tell them you don't care. I don't care if you're comfortable. What are you talking about, bro? That's why I set it up the way I set it up. You run around here talking about you gonna write what you gonna write. And even when you're wrong, you won't admit you're wrong. You're just gonna say it and go on to the next day like nothing happened. Stop. Alexander God, Coach Prime and the Prime Effect is real. # New Cleveland. You know what's gonna be real is that effect on that youth movement. By the way, you see the rhetoric changing, right? You see that rhetoric changing. Oh, so-and-so is up. Everybody. I said, okay. Yeah. I seen that pass to Isaiah Bond, too. Let me just tell y'all I'm going to give y'all a little tidbit. Let me give y'all a tidbit, the way it be working. You notice Isaiah Bond got a New Jersey number, right? You know, it's kind of hard to get your jersey numbers the way you want them. You got to request them joints. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Jerry Jeudy better stop playing. I'm going to just keep it a buck. They're not going to play with you, bro. Isaiah Bond, he getting interviewed. They talk about he didn't progress. What he being able to do. He just caught a nice deep ball the other day. They're not going to play around with veterans. If it's close, we playing the young dudes. I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know. Listen, I could deal with some drops from Casey Concepcion because he's a young dude. We're going to clean that up, but not no veterans, bro, at all. We not on that type of time. At all. Hey, Aaron, # New Cleveland out with the old Cleveland media. Miss Bell, Cleveland media are laughing stock in the industry. They don't seem to know that Monkey Man is going to shoot them down without trying. Miss Bell, they be out here nasty work. You just you're making yourself look crazy. Mick Purnell. Another word for Cleveland media is propaganda. That propaganda is right. The propaganda is wild work. Hey, we balling G Bush. We ain't here this to heartbroke over Myles. Facts. Look. I told people we don't hold nobody hostage. We don't hold nobody hostage. Nobody's held hostage. We can free you up. We trying to get you. We trying to free you up. We trying to get you to your dreams. No harm, no foul. I keep saying it. I don't begrudge Myles Garrett, but look, the way we talking about it is we going with these young dudes. We going and you see it. You see the youth movement in the way they doing the reps. Right after Myles Garrett left, all of a sudden Shedeur just getting all the first team 11 on 11 reps. Spencer Fano, he was in the second team huddle. Day after that, Spencer Fano was starting at left tackle, all the reps. All of a sudden, he know 4 out of the 5 offensive linemen. See, they do a good job of keeping it. It is what it is. They telling you. Now, all of a sudden, oh, well, I got 2 starting quarterbacks. My question is to you, if you got 2 starting quarterbacks, right? He had already done warmed it up for you. Feel free to take this. If you got 2 starting quarterbacks, ask yourself a question. which one of the two starting quarterbacks would you play? The guy who probably not going to sign with you, the guy who has more injury concerns, the guy who's older, or the guy who's younger, more marketable, no injuries, and the play on the field is comparable to what you're seeing. Oh, and by the way, he's already thrown for more yards than any times that you've thrown for in his third game with a worse roster and no reps. I'm just posing a question. What's the point of watching when all they do is tell lies? Hashtag New Cleveland. I don't watch too much. It just comes across my timeline. Sapper Daddy. AB just reset the roster without completely tearing it down to the studs. We haven't seen that before in Cleveland. We are used to extremes. That's why the Cleveland is the way they are. Facts. Think about this. He tore it down to the studs, right? But you didn't even have to move out your house. That was cold. Usually, when you do an extensive construction in your home, sometimes it's so extensive that you got to move out. You got to be in a hotel for a couple of days. The roof is half missing. You ain't got no hot water. The plumbing is tore up. He rebuilt the joint on the fly. You didn't even have to move out. Versus here, he got you some extra picks. He tooled the offensive line, and he tooled the offensive line in a way that helps get a proper evaluation of a quarterback. Makes no sense. Maybe it's just me. Young Among, can we check up on Dylan Gabriel's fiance? You guys are ruthless. Is he still in the locker room? Does everyone still want him to play? Verse said, give me that Debo style. It's not personal, it's business. Hey, matter of fact, it is business, and he definitely got paid handsomely for it. I think because it was, I watched Quincy Carrier's blog, and he broke it down. It was kind of funny because in order for Verse to get the jersey from Dylan Gabriel had to get somebody else to trade him. And then there was no 0 to 19 numbers. So you can't have a number that's high in the 20s as a quarterback. So he had to get somebody to take 88, and then he could take their number. Now, given the fact that Jared Verse is a first-round pick, I think Dylan Gabriel was all right. Dylan Gabriel, all right. He came up on that jersey. I think Jared Verse cashed him out something crazy. Mick Purnell says, thanks to G. Bush, we on game to the Cleveland media propaganda. Y'all dudes is y'all send me the receipts now. You just send them my way. Blake Germ became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome to the family. If you're a new member, make sure you hit us up. Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. Fifth Dimension Media 1 at gmail.com. That's FIFTH Dimension Media, the number 1 at gmail.com. Let us know your shirt size. Let us know your address. Let us know your date of birth, and we will send out your complimentary t-shirt for becoming a member. And respect to the CU aunties, hashtag New Cleveland, got them goons. Jimmy Cleveland, G. Bush, and the rest of the ones I watch and listen to. Please don't call these guys the Browns insiders. Oh, no, hold on. I've never called anybody an insider. I think that's a YouTube word. They live in purgatory media, no facts or empathy, just wanting Shador clicks. Yeah, I don't call them no insiders. Heck, I don't call myself no insider. Actually, I call myself an outsider. Ms. Bell, G. Bush, the young woman ritual. Catch us after 40. We figured ourselves out. You don't want none. Yeah, y'all be figuring yourself out. Y'all right. Be telling y'all, Ms. Bell. Man, I remember they just be knowing what they be wanting. But you really actually be truthful. Women mature more than men. Anyway, like I believe in this is true. Like a man don't really hit his stride to the 40s anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because your earning power ain't really there. You know what I'm saying? You really don't hit your stride until my mom used to always say, man, if you can get in your mid 30s and not have crazy debt, you know, don't have no kids, and you solid, you ain't been in jail or nothing, you good. Because you'll get to a point where now you be about your purpose. And most with men, it's about the purpose. Like when you find that, everything else lined up. Because when you chasing your purpose, you're gonna attract the right people. When you ain't in your purpose, when you ain't concentrating on how you moving, you gonna attract the wrong people. So your goal is to make it to your purpose, and then that way you can weed people all the way up out of there. Nancy M7452 has it, the it factor, especially when the lights is on. Hey man, I told people they're gonna turn this thing into Colorado, bro. Colorado was must watch. Every rapper, it was must watch. I think a lot of that energy that we see today that people don't like is they didn't like that energy. The place to be, the talk of the town. I was staying up to 10 o'clock to watch these games. Oh, it's coming back. Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. Maybe Debo debunked the narrative. Nancy says Jerry Judy drops losing patience with that nonsense. It's in practice too. Come on, man. Is there a difference between doing what's right for the team and doing what's right for the organization? Steven Jackson, that's a great question. No, I think it's the same thing when your general manager and coach is in lockstep. Your general manager, your president have to be in lockstep. So usually, generally speaking, the team, when people refer to that, is the roster and who's playing. The organization is the long-term viability and financial success and game plan of what they're trying to do. Sometimes when you get two different people on opposite ends of the spectrum, they don't mismatch. They don't hit the same. So if I told people, and I hope people come to this conclusion, even the haters, and I want to know, let me know for those guys out there that disagree. I'm not even gonna call you a hater. Like that, no, like if you disagree of why in a world where Shedeur Sanders shouldn't, like, that's, you should, I'm trying to figure out why you think that it shouldn't be, if it's close, a Shedeur Sanders quarterback team. I've yet to see any really crazy examples of why somebody would say you shouldn't play him. I'd play him the whole season, the entire one. Here's a novel thought. Get to see him go up and down in real time. Get to see him go through adversity. Get to see him how he prepares for 17 games. Get to see him prepare after a win or after a loss or after a blowout or after a blowout win, right? Like, see that. Give yourself an opportunity to see what it is so you can have an informed decision about what the roster and the people need to do moving forward. After you traded, I was all for, they say, well, G. Bush, you said before, let's have the competition. Let's have the competition. Why would you change now? You say, okay, well, why are you not against it now? Because it's two different things now. Now your track record is different. Now what you're trying to get to is completely different. Once you moved on from Myles Garrett, you told yourself, hey, it ain't really about having the best players on the roster. Not saying that we're going to put somebody out there just to give it to them, but we saying we're on a different track record. We on a youth movement. Why would you move on from Myles Garrett, but then reinvest in Deshaun Watson and have him taking up meaningful snaps? When you've said you're transitioning. Maybe it's just me. Y'all let me know. Marvel Strack says Browns should get the NFL Hard Knocks this season. I wouldn't mind running that back either. I run hard by. Here's the thing about Hard Knocks. I think we've been on there like twice. So they got a rule in terms of how much you can. They try not to put people on like too many times. They didn't burn on a few times. Miss Bell says Myles didn't take our team's hunger to win with them. I still believe that they're playoff bound. I think he should have stuck around for the comeback. Man, you know what? From what I hear, and this is from a lot of good, credible, he had a different timeline in his life. And I don't begrudge Myles Garrett. I didn't begrudge Joe Thomas for wanting to go play for a runner. The same way I just showed you that thing about me. I was on the team in 1997 with a national championship ring, and I sat in the corner because I didn't feel fulfilled. I didn't feel like I contributed. It wasn't I was being selfish, that I was pouting like, oh, I don't want to, if I'm not playing, I'm going to take my ball and go home. Nah, it was more along the fact of I felt like I didn't contribute at that level. I felt like that wasn't my championship. I just didn't, you know what I'm saying? So I don't begrudge Myles Garrett for feeling like he wants to win at that level, because Myles Garrett hasn't won in college. Myles Garrett hasn't won in the pros, and being one of the best players at your position, you always want to win. Nancy says, when Tyvus gets back, I'd like you guys to do a field breakdown on the defense to show where the team was last year and the run game takeaways and the potential, how they could get possibly better in those areas. Nancy, I like that. We will definitely do that. If you want to be a part of that, our breakdowns is members only. We will get to the defense. We're going to come back, and that's one of the things that we're telling you we're going to do. So members only, the thing that we are here with, the first members only, I'm going to tell you right now, is going to be a look at Jared Verse. The second members only is going to be a defensive spotlight in terms of where the guys can get better, defensive line. We're going to definitely do a spotlight on Carson Schlesinger. So if you want to be part of these, when Tyvus get back, I think he got about two more weeks of maternity leave. Go ahead and become a member. Become a member. We do members only content. So let us know. This is a great idea. Thank you, Nancy, for sending that out, because I really think that's what we're going to be doing in the off season. Nancy, I love you to get Josh from Dog on the show. What is Josh? Let me see it. Who's Josh? Let me know. Let me know. Send me his channel. You know, I'm always willing to collab. Mick Purnell said Monken hasn't forgot about the horse head. That's funny. He be throwing it out there too. He be like, he tried to buttered me up with the horse head, man. That was crazy. You gotta figure out that super. Come on. Sonny Robinson says, Garrett Jeremiah Smith at all costs to fill the vacuum Myles left. Myles is supposed to go to the casket as a Brown. Never let the greatest man on defense since Lawrence Taylor, Reggie White, etc. That's what Myles Garrett wanted. I'm telling you guys, the Browns had no chance, no choice. Browns had no choice. Myles Garrett wanted to be traded. The Browns did a good job of not putting those demands out there and quietly getting it done. But I have good news. I have very solid news that Myles Garrett that wasn't it. If you thought he was holding down in OTAs, they couldn't deal with no regular holdout, because you put yourself and your coach in a situation. He wanted to go. By the way, he has a no trade clause, so he has to approve any trade that they got. If he wanted to stay, obviously he would have just said, no, I have a no trade clause and I'm staying. Mr. VP 815 said, is that the Rubber Bowl, G? Yes, it is, Mr. VP. The old Akron Rubber Bowl. Yeah. You know how big the Akron Rubber Bowl is? We sold out the Akron Rubber Bowl. That's crazy. We saw 30-some thousand. Now, here's the crazy part about it is, during that time frame, the Cleveland Browns left and went to Baltimore in 95. The inflation of high school football in Northeast Ohio coincided with the Browns leaving. People say, how do you get 24,000 people in a stadium every week? And it's high school. 30-some thousand. We sold out Dick's Stadium in Kent. We sold out the Rubber Bowl. Well, that's because there was a void left behind because the Browns left and went to Baltimore. So everything in that era is heightened. Everything, the pageantry, the boosters, everything. Everything was like Friday Night Lights. Like, we literally lived Friday Night Lights. I remember when I went to OU, I said, this is crazy. We got 2 jerseys. At McKinley, we already had 4 sets of jerseys. We had Nike contracts. We would eat steak every day, every night. Like, so that's how, at the height of what it was back then, it was crazy. G. Bush, I think, is absolutely vital to Cleveland Browns start. Shedeur Sanders for Cleveland fans. B. Price, 1981. I think people are starting to lean into it. See, I be trying to tell y'all how it go. I be trying to tell you how it go a little bit. From a marketing standpoint, it almost puts you in a no-win situation because you kind of have to give somebody a reason to watch. Economically, it's suicidal a little bit to trade your franchise best player, arguably the best non-quarterback. He is the best defensive player, best non-quarterback in the league. And you trade him before the season starts. How are you going to engage your fan base? They have to go and almost play Shedeur Sanders. You have to. Not to mention all of the people, like I said, they don't like Deshaun Watson either. So you're at a point where it makes too much sense at all levels. G. Bush, you were cooking because Jared said he's the best defensive player in the NFL. That's the energy the Browns need. Alexander Gallant, we appreciate you. I want to see that energy. I hope that clip finds him. And y'all is pretty good out there. Y'all is pretty good at getting the clips to him. Because I think watching his stuff, he can be a beast, a monster. And I think one of the things that's going to take him over the top is him playing extremely pissed off and angry. He's going to have to take that. He's going to have to take that personally. He's going to have to. You're going to have to own that. You're going to have to own that. They moved on for you, bro. That's crazy. You progressing. You their best defensive player. You've been a tremendous record of games, and they're gonna go get your position. Y'all was one game away. Y'all was a play away from the Super Bowl. They gonna deem an upgrade where you was already good at was the reason. Nah, you got to take that personally, dog. You listen. I can't believe it. I was gonna say, man, just let him chill. Nah, I need him to be upset. He should be totally upset about the way Cass is moving. They disrespected your name, dog. Played you, dog. Did you play against Antoine Winfield? Antoine Winfield was a little bit older than me. He went to Akron Garfield, though. And Winfield was cold, bro. Went to Ohio State. Earl the Pearl says the Final Cut is the best show on YouTube. Did Earl really stick in the chat and send a super chat? Agreed, Earl the Pearl, Final Cut is the best. Jeffrey Carson, 1407. Shout out to Earl, bro. DeWine Key. G, y'all have 2 draft classes that believe with the Browns and the coach. That is old school. It's a wrap for the Steelers. The Bengals have been put on notice. Browns may win the division in 20. I'm going to tell you what. It's going to be must see. It's going to be much see TV. Because now it ain't even no expectation levels on them. The Browns might just come out here and play free. Browns going to come out here and play free. Bro, Todd Monken ain't got no expectation levels now. If the Browns win 7 games, 8 games, and they in every game, and they cooking offensively, I'm telling you, it's much-watch TV. Nancy M745, listen, media. Alex Wright, Alex W. Alex Winter again after 95 was trade. Jefferson Carson, I got my shirt last week. Thanks, G and Rosie. Yeah, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate everybody out there. Yeah, what's up, Lawrence? What's up? Just giving my props to Daniel Fusi and Cam Justice for giving accurate information with no spin. If I am too, I go ahead and bypass Judas. Hey, by the way, shout out to Cam and Daniel. We use a lot of their stuff over here. Cam Justice, shout out to her for that she put the Deshaun Watson film together. She also put the Shedeur Sanders long form. We use that over here. Shout out to Daniel. You see him reporting all the time on these channels on the barbershop. They do a tremendous job. They keep it 1,000 solid. Thank you. See, Lawrence, that's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Big upping, highlighting the real, highlighting the real. That's what we got to do. Lawrence RB Garrett has been real, but you are the ops. Hey, all right, listen, I love y'all to death, but you already know what it is now. You already know what it is now. We appreciate what you gave to the city, but you the ops now. It's all about getting these dubs over here. I'm sorry. If you over there, we over here. And no love lost. But we got to get these wins. Garrett has been real, but you the ops now. Hey, Jim Shorts, you got a small taste of the what black coaches go through. Glad they went different. Funny. Hey man, you see what but you see what Brian Flores feel like, right? Shout out to Jim Schwartz, by the way. We need a G. Bush and Coach Monk interview. Hey, you think that number? You think that will hit? You think a Monk interview will do numbers? Hey, you know how y'all made it happen before? You know how y'all made it. See, y'all made, don't put it on me. Y'all made the Prime interview happen. Shout out to Coach Prime. Y'all can make the Coach Monken interview. If the fans want it bad enough, it'll happen. Todd Monken, Coach Monken is always welcome in the barbershop. Coach Monken always is welcome in the barbershop. So I would love to talk to Coach Monken. As always, as always, let's talk that. Come on, Coach Monken. They love you in the barbershop. You got to come on over here. They love you in the barbershop. Hey, somebody get this to my man, Coach Monken. We got a lot of clips to put out. We're sending out messages all over left and right. We got Jared Verse. He's going to be a monster this year. He's going to be a Loch Ness monster this year playing around with us over here. And we're going to get this Coach Monken interview. So call me Monk Dog. Let's effing go. Dog Pound, keep it real, G. Bush, woof. We appreciate you. So call me Monk Dog. I like it, man. Rodney Do Funny. Cleveland don't want a smart, intelligent black man running the Browns. Andrew will never get credit for anything he does. Oh, but the crazy part about it is he is getting credit. And I'll give him credit. Andrew Berry's, I'm not going to say his front office is leak proof, but his If you watch Game of Thrones, his extensive outfit and syndicate of whisperers it's elite. They were sitting on the Myles Garrett trade for weeks. No leaks. You don't find out no leaks in who they're going to take in the draft. There was no leaks in terms of the Todd Monken hire. None. 2 first-round draft picks. Nobody even knew. You know how hard that is? When Todd Monken got interviewed, I said, bro, I don't know who they're going to hire. And now the Myles Garrett trade that was already in the works months ago, no leaks. They got a syndicate. But you know what? They also have a funny way of reaching out to you when they need to. Selma, the Todd father, found the answer in the book of Jared verse 8. I'll give Earl credit for that. Yep. That Jared verse 8 is crazy. G, they're over cooking Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter and family reunion grub this morning. You know what it is, DeJuan. You know what it is. We was not playing no more this today. McPurnell, Cook, G. Bush, we hungry dogs. Let's go. People's like, oh my goodness. I don't know why he's excited. I told you why we excited. Bev Skid 06 J says, good AM, G and Rosie. Hey, chat. Garrett is spitting facts. Real recognize real. Let's go, nephew. Shador freaking Sanders. Let's go. Hashtag legendary. Hashtag Himothy. Hashtag New Cleveland. Cleveland Browns Raw Charles T. I don't think MKC, Grossy, or Ryder are jealous. They want a quarterback they can relate to. That's one of them. Baker wasn't that. They would love the opt to be cool with the Mannings, not Deion. Someone for the is that YouTube? I don't know. One for the YT. I got to get my game up. But here's what I will say. I always talking about relatability. And I think in our country, I think in our country and in general in America, I'm married to somebody of a different, not only a culture, but a different country, culture, nationality, right? So when you're in a relationship like that, what you do is you learn that there's a different way that people think about different things, their customs, the way they go about things, their food, the way their mannerisms are, the way the different things that they respect, what they like, what they don't like. All of these things are things where you talk about cultural competency. And sometimes in America, we get to the point where everything is so Americanized that we only are going to support. We're only going to go out of our way to try to understand things that are already like ours, that are already in your wheelhouse. A lot of what happens is there's a major disconnect between young Black men from 18 to 25 who are the predominantly the workforce or the people that is driving force in sports. And in baseball, most of them are 18 to 25 people that may come from Latin America. So you got two different cultures where they have a different way of talking, speaking, moving, doing certain things. And if you're not always working on understanding people's culture, and that's why the cool thing about the barbershop is I talk about sports, music, and culture, because those are the languages of life. Sports is life, music is life, culture is life. So I talk about those things. But when I came up through the ranks of media, they said you can't talk about that stuff. But then I would realize, oh, they said you can't openly talk about it. But behind the scenes, they was really not only talking about it, but incorporating it. So that's why it's important to talk about cultural. It's important to talk about the differences in our culture so that we can understand meaning. Because if you're a person who's using culture or using meaning to shape the way people think, if you don't have an idea of what something means to a person, how can you articulate the meaning behind what they're doing? See, a lot of still people think you're flashy, you're arrogant, you have jewelry on. You say, okay, I'm flashy, but I got jewelry on, but your kid drive a BMW to high school. You flashy? I'm like, yeah, I got a chain on. He got a saving. He got a life insurance policy already. I got a gold chain on. You think I'm doing too much? Well, what's the real symbol of wealth? The gold chain or the fact that he already got an inheritance? That's taxes already taken out. See, when he start and he gets somewhere, you're like, dang, how'd you get that house? Oh, yeah. Oh, they co-signed that. The grandparent then already gave you an inheritance. Your mom and dad didn't set you up. That's why I thought it was funny when they talked about LeBron James. Oh, it's nepotism. Oh, we talk about nepotism now. See, I'm sorry. No, I'm gonna just keep going. I'm just like this. I just get off on a tangent sometime. I just be doing too much. Maybe it's me. Gotham Medium Labs, enough is enough. We witnessed the story of sabotage and doubt. Now the suds have died down and all the dirt is going to show. Party's over. The young Cleveland Brown Dogs are going to take over the NFL. Hashtag new Cleveland Dogs. It is. We played nice long enough. Them young boys is coming. I'm telling you. I'm letting you know. Pelver Jackson, I'm telling you that the trade is the Herschel Walker 2.0. Todd Monk and Shador, same as Jimmy Johnson, Troy Aikman, younger players hungry for multiple Super Bowl wins, perfect timing, still believe in playoff bound. Telling you, listen, I woke up and was like, let me dig in these files real quick. The Ryder Clips embarrasses the city. It was bad. I didn't even, you know why? I ain't even show them. We ain't doing that. G. Bush, you pushing and cooking. Hashtag new Cleveland. Cleveland Browns, Walt Charles T said, I hate the ESPN Cleveland and 92.3 are pumping this. Dylan is being respected. He is a third string quarterback when Shador is in line. He is a fifth round quarterback. That's another, listen, they're looking for stories. Bro, come on, man. Dylan don't even think he's being disrespected. What are you talking about? Stop. Come on, man. We ain't even on that. DeJuan says, I'm speaking it now. 10 minutes, 10 wins minimum from the Hungry Dogs. Hashtag new Cleveland, new standard with the roster type monkey. Jared verse will be infectious. Man. Look how many people. Isaiah Bond. Can I talk to you right quick? Yeah, man. Wasn't you supposed to be like in the first round or something? Shame you dropped. We got a lot of people like that, don't we? You might want to get some get back. I'm gonna start calling y'all the get back gang. So y'all might win. Y'all owe. They owe y'all. Don't somebody owe you something? Huh? Anthony LaFleur. The Browns have the most popular player on earth. That's actually kind of true. Beautifully blessed. Well, G, I cried, but I took a nap and got over it. Now it's on to the season. Yeah. They don't get it twisted. I cried too. I was hurt. But I had to remember. This ain't your first rodeo, dog. Now we got one band, one sound. Everybody young, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. we got a chance to be must-watch TV. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. You don't. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm letting you know. You see it. Look, I'm sitting here smiling right now. I'm smiling because I see the vision. Sometimes you see the vision before it get down. You see what I'm saying? I just see it. Because the energy level of these dudes is like, look, man, it's our time. It's our time, bro. And it's a lot of people who feel like they being overlooked and disrespected. Coach Monkey keeps saying, I know what it's on here. There's some good players here. People forget it's a business. If two got 17 mil and you think Haslam made, how much she made? 5 weeks and no super chatter today, I'm about to start pocket tapping like Suge. Hey, you know what's so crazy? Watch this. That's light. Hey, Rose, let me see what we're going to give away. Let me see what we're going to give away. This light. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. What we going to give away? Let me get to my joint. Y'all get y'all's these clickers together. Here's what we're gonna do. Yep. We going premium. See, ain't nobody playing with G. You can't play with G Bush like this. You can't play with G Bush like that. What you want to do? You want to do yep. Here's what we're gonna do. Nah, I don't want that one. Yeah, nah, I'm gonna do this one. I'm going up top. That's what's up for grabs. I'm going up top. Listen, thanks. You all thank Anthony LaFair for this. This is what we doing. Anthony, super chatter today. Here we go. Rosie gonna pick it out. We're gonna give this Nike premium hoodie out. Premium. You see this right here? Premium. I'm not, listen. Nope. Here's what we're going to do. Because I'm so happy today. Because I'm so happy today. You find me. I got some specifically because I got the biggest lady fan base in the game. I appreciate the ladies. Ain't nobody got a fan base like the ladies, the aunties, everybody. We got two. We're going to give this to a dude, the fellas, and the ladies. We giving 2 premium Nike hoodies away impromptu, off bat. We ship it right to your front door. This is Super Chatter today. Rosie going to pick them out. Thank you, Anthony. No problem. No problem. We got you together. Premium. And by the way, if you got one of these barbershop hoodies, let everybody know how good they is. Let them know how plush they is up top. So y'all be ready when we finish up. When we get done, we're going to give you the Super Chatter today. Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate you. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, we back. Neil Gray. Browns media is not able to influence, dictate, or change Monk and Andrew or Haslam game plan. They are in the dark. They're just using sensationalism to be relevant this season. Browns is about winning. And then slowly, the slow walk has begun. You notice how that slow walk happened. All of a sudden, all the young boys is playing. All the young boys is getting all the interviews. Keep cooking, G92 through the fan out here. I ought to be ashamed of themselves. How can you be a fan not finding anything good about your team? It's a new day. Time and era for the Cleveland Browns is now. Hashtag new Cleveland. David Walker, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Well, sometimes you got to stop asking for it. I want the new David. I want the new attitude to be, we taking it. We're going to do us. And we're going to be unapologetic about it. If y'all uncomfortable with it, it is what it is. He had a backwards soul. He has good for colored soul. Why is he saying so? I asked you. We didn't ask you. We didn't ask you nothing. Matthew Copa has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the family. 1,700 people in here. We cooking. This is funny. Anthony LaFear says, Earl not single. We got to keep him humble. The long-going standing hate is so funny. I'm like, bro, I don't know who y'all feel like is in the chat that he getting too much attention. You're like, nah, you not single. G, they sleeping on Quincy Williams signing with the Browns. He said, my defense will be fast and violent every day. You make deposits. It's not about not making deposits. Get off the field. I like that deposits quote. See, life is all about making small deposits. And every day you do something, you're making those small deposits. And those $1 or $2 deposits and being faithful over those $1 or $2 deposits, in the end, help you when it comes time to withdraw. See, don't nobody like putting no money in the bank. Everybody want to go to the bank and see that money in there and take it out. But unless you putting money in every single day when you don't want to, when you want to go get something, when you got a little extra and you want to spend it, it's about putting that $1 to $2 in. And you know when you make that withdrawal, game time. The withdrawal comes and wins the losses when it comes to the game. And Quincy Williams, I like the fact that he got that energy level. I want Game of Thrones on my team. I want people that got something to prove to everybody. Owl on the prowl. NYC prepping the Browns and 2. I'm fine with the trade because independent contractors run counter to building team chemistry. Mr. Bush, you are the voice of reason. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. One band, one sound. When you get people moving in one accord, synergy is a crazy thing. I went to my high school reunion. And in my high school reunion, a lot of my football brothers was there. And the other defensive end who played opposite of me, Kevin Smith, went to University of Indiana. We got inducted in the same class in our high school Hall of Fame. He also made All Ohio. And we sat there and talked about it. And he said, you know how crazy it is? We both didn't play for the first game. He didn't play either. You know how crazy it is that you got 2 defensive ends that both made All Ohio and they never played before that year? But that's the synergy. That's when you got 2 people that believe more than that they're more than what people's words is about them. And we were sitting there cracking up. I said, man, it's crazy how that happened, man. He's like, it wasn't a coincidence. It's everybody moving to one on one accord and being who they was. And I think that's what, when you look at those teams, we had people that was willing to be who they was and was not going to play no games. And we all knew in our own individual right, we was all nice, but we was always pushing. Daryl got beside himself. He acted like he primed. I don't even know really what he said. I don't really know what he said. Somebody inform me. Just a girl. I know some people think it's no hope because Myles gone, but they did the right thing by him, and I'm glad AB got verse. Got to go watch him in LA instead of just picks. I think everybody was a winner in this. # New Cleveland. I do too. I actually think it was difficult for them to get. I like verse better than the pick anyway, because the Rams was going to give us this year's 2027 first round, and then next year's 2020. 2020. I think it was the next year's number 1 too. But the Rams is going to be good. I want a proven commodity. David Walker, historical G, the lighter Q never wanted people around who have a larger influence on society than they do. False narratives can flourish, or should I say lies won't work. Hashtag New Cleveland. Yeah, you can't. We ain't gonna do that. We're not about to do that. I'm telling you. Telling you. Last Knocker says mustard seeds, hashtag New Cleveland, dangerous Todd father. Jared Verse is about it. About it. About it. And by the way, somebody tell Jared Verse the Rams traded him. That's disrespectful, dog. You know you was the best defensive player, right? I want him, bro. I want him to be out here cooking. I want him talking about it too. Every time you step on the field, I want them to know it. I want them to know it. Can't believe you tried to trade me. That's another 2-sack game. HTX Nate says, everyone don't want Shedeur to start because they know he will play them out of the 2027 quarterback position for the Xavier Arts, man. Listen, man. That's what he's supposed to do. Every time he drop back, he's supposed to want to put it to him like this. Yeah, get a quarterback now. Get a quarterback now. In every single game, let me tell you how this works. I've been here in these parts a little bit. Every single game that he continues to put it up, the contingency is going to get quieter and quieter. Because what people don't realize is it's going to be a global fan base that jump on this thing. It's going to be a global thing that's going to jump. So all the little naysayers that's local, y'all either going to have to get in line quickly or get moved out. Because 2 games in, it won't be no room for you, dog. 2 games in, and it look a certain way, it ain't going to be no room for you. Because then, now everybody else, you think it's independent media now? Think about it. You think it's independent media now? What you think it's going to look like if the Browns is actually good? What you think about it? What you think it's going to look like if the Browns is actually fun and entertaining? What do you think it's going to look like when the Browns is getting national perspective? You think you're going to be able to just sit around and reap them benefits? No. Why would you play yourself? You played yourself. You're going to let these other dudes from all the other, you know how many independent blogs going to be out here? You know how many independent people? You know how many guys is already getting interviews now? And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about if the Browns are actually good and entertaining. And they don't even got to be that good. All they got to do is be entertaining and get you 6 or 7. And find out that they got a friend. Boy, I'm telling you. But listen, don't do that. I'm trying to help you out. Trying to get your algorithms together. David Walker, to answer the question, when most NFL teams see the young guy and that the vet are even, you play the young guy and give him the experience to develop. There it is. Ain't nothing. It's easy money. They had like Josh Allen was Josh Allen from the jump. He wasn't. They know that. They're well aware of that. Very well aware of it. The real Night King. Next, you interview with Coach Monken. Coach Monken, they calling for you, bro. Holla at your boy. You know, we that'll break the internet, Coach Monken. I'm telling you, I'll be ready to go. Gary Fair. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to the Bearded Browns dudes. Shout out to the Bearded Browns podcast. See, y'all didn't think I would pull up. I pull up anywhere. I pull up anywhere. Oh, G. Bush only mess with the brothers. Nope. Nope. I support all independent media. Nope. I pull up everywhere. I be still pulling up regular. Like, what's up? They be like, G. Bush, you trying to, what's up? What we doing? What we doing? Hard pressure. Teams are going to get punched in the mouth early and often. They'll change the narrative by the Pittsburgh Thursday night game. Yup. Hard pressure. That narrative be changing. They done already changed up the pressure. They done already changed the narrative right now. What you talking about? All of a sudden, Shador, I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying. Shador Sanders, you know. I mean, look, Shador, what we talking about? Like, stop playing with me. Hold on, where we at? I'm just looking. I'm just looking real quick. This crazy, bro. You know, they just, you know, it's touchdowns. These touchdowns out here. Look at this throw right here. Ow. Ow. Run that back. What are you talking about, bro? Right on the money. And it's early. It's early. We ain't got the camp yet. Miss Melanated, Ty Father give G. Bush an interview, and I love having a coach who is not down for the BS for the Cleveland media. Coach Monken, they are calling for you in the shop. We're gonna talk ball. We're gonna get to it. G. Bush, my husband, got the barbershop joint. Appreciate that it came right after them two came in the mail. Jerry got the number. Jerry got the right number 3 because that's what he is now on the depth chart. Isaiah Bond catching touchdown passes. We appreciate you. I'm glad that you got your shirts right on time. By the way, we're giving away 2 premium hoodies right now. 2 premiums. Cleveland Browns, Raw Charles T. That was my point. MKC, etc. don't want the culture to change. They wanted to grow. I'm from the land. It's that also some of the fans' culture hate too. Yeah, sometimes, look, bro. Sometimes people be like, I'm a Browns fan only when it comes to certain people. Crow Dog says local media gets mad at us because being positive about the team and players. I feel bad for whoever they're making miserable at home every single day. But think about it. If they was with the Raiders and they had Mendoza, they would be what? Jumping up and down? Optimistic? If they just got gifted Arch Manning or something, right now the Browns did. They gifted them to the Browns. They changed their whole mindset, and Arch Manning ain't proved nothing today. If they just said, you got Arch Manning today, without sight unseen, they would change their entire game. Think about that. They've never seen him play a game in the NFL. If he got teleported just on name, no skill set, not saying he ain't got a skill set, but no proven nature, they would change everything that they're talking about in one sentence. Sonny Robinson had to tip the barber. Hopefully we can make that Monk an exclusive haircut. There we go. There we go. Sonny Robinson, we appreciate you. Just a Girl says, I love that they're bringing winners in and getting players with the losing mindset out. They are ready to win this season. It's contagious. # New Cleveland. We're ready to cook. Charles, the Cleveland Browns, Raw Charles T. Grossi still talks about everyone needs to be at least 6'4" to be a successful quarterback. Why in the AFL, like we didn't see AB, Chase, Ocho, Ward kill in the AFC. I mean, But he didn't. But he said Dylan Gabriel was good though last year though. So what are we talking about? He endorsed Dylan Gabriel, and he's nowhere near 6 foot nothing. Ms. Bell says Cleveland media never says AB was all American in football and academics. He's not just a GM. Glad Monken is 60. He doesn't mince words or waste time. Yep. Man, you get Ms. Bell, you get over a certain age and it'd be like Gotham Medium Labs. The Get Back gang is coming. We got another one. The Get Back gang. Let's go. Yo, G, those 3 draft picks we got are fire. They will be our biggest return, big dog. We appreciate you, Selmo Flood. Andrew says, I gave up watching Cleveland sports media. Hey, listen, you ain't missed nothing. Zaire Bowers, we appreciate you, my guy. Jawan says, so is the culture changing? Oh, I think he continues. You know why the culture changes? It's because Kevin Stefanski would have been running around here awkward about dealing with some of these questions. The fact that Coach Monken says, hey, man, I got 2 quarterbacks. We might not even be able to get to which one we like right now, but let me just tell you what we got going. And then you did. Come on now. And he laughed. He was like, man, I'm going to look for Coach Prime. By the way, I'll go out and visit him at the commercial. That's the culture changing. You know what he said? Ain't nothing awkward for me. It's only awkward if you make it awkward. It deflects. It's like, no. It gives your team. He said, I'm the end-all be-all on me. Zaire Barnes, 2 first-round picks in 2027 better be Jeremiah Smith. I will help the Browns win a Super Bowl in 2045. Check me out. Best 8U player in Virginia right now. This is a young man. Can we check out Zaire Bowers? Let me find out that this young man is listening to the barbershop. Let me see. We're gonna find out. Rosie gonna do some we're gonna get some information on you, Mr. Bowers. Thank you so much for the super chat. Best 8U player in Virginia right now. Shout out to VA, the DMV. William Wise, watching G. Bush at 6 a.m. on the beach is crazy. Shout out to you, William. Huh? That's his official page? How old is he? Oh, yeah, we got the matter of fact, let me see. How many subscribers he got? Hey, listen, what we need to do, chat, we need to get Zaire. Where you at? Shout out to this young man. Zaire Bowers, we're going to get you. We're going to try to get you to 100 subscribers. You got what, 59? Chat, you think we can get this young man? You think we get this young man to 100? Let's see if we can do that. See if we can do that. We want to see if we can get Zaire. It's 1,759 watching. Check out Zaire Bowers. And let's see if we can get this young man to 100. You think we can get 100 by the end of the streams? I think we could do it. Can we do it? We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Keep grinding, young man. Keep grinding. We're going to get you to 100. We're going to monitor it in real time. Keep it up, Barbershop fam. Hit that like button. Cheryl Daniels, we thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Weird Vet, Coach Monken came to talk football with an OG. You see what it is. Hey, Anthony LaFear says, I wear XL and super chat gear, Rosie. You know what? I'm just going to give that one away. Anthony called it. Anthony LaFear called it. We at 75. Zaire Bowers, we're going to get you to 100, big dog. He was at 59. We at 75. Chat, we thank you. Anthony LaFear, send us. Do we have Anthony's contact information? Anthony, send us. I'm going to give it to you because you, my good sir, you reached back, huh? Yeah, he the first one. We're going to give him because you called for it. He said, "We're the super chatter today, G. Bush." I said, "We got to get it." So we went up top, man. We got him. And what are you gonna win? What is he gonna win? He's gonna win this. Dun 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 dun. This premium hoodie, Anthony. Thank you so much for your contributions. Make sure you hit us up at fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com. fifthdimensionmedia1@gmail.com. We will get your information and ship that out to you today. All right. Premium. If you want this hoodie, you can check it out at bushlinebeauty.com. bushlinebeauty.com. All right, Rosie, are you ready to pick our second super chat of the day? This is it? Okay. Gotham Media Labs. Enough is enough. We all witnessed the story of sabotage and doubt. Now the suds have died down, and all the dirt is going to show. Party's over. The young Cleveland Brown Dogs are going to take over the NFL. Hashtag New Cleveland Dogs. Gotham Media Labs, thank you so much for your super chat. And what are you going to get? Hit us up. You are going to get this barbershop premium hoodie. This is Nike. This is stitched. This is embroidered. And when you walk around with this on, they're going to know you ain't half-stepping. We're the only people in the game that really deliver the merch like this. This is premium. Let's get it going. By the way, thank you so much for everybody who super chats. Thank you everybody who continues to show love on a Saturday. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see. Peekaboo. You, 22, thank you so much for the super chat. Nita says, G. Bush, to summarize this podcast in the state of Cleveland Browns, the block is hot. Shout out to Lil Wayne. The block is hot. We done spun the block. We ready to go. I'm encouraged. I'm excited because I really feel like the Browns have young energy. The coach has get off my lawn energy. And the new Browns fan base is really, remember what I said. My goal was always to convert. I said, man, I want as many Browns fans as I can find. And right now, we may give you a new quarterback, a new head coach, and a new mission. If you're out there and your old team ain't really popping like you want to, if you're out there and your team is a little stale and they ain't gonna put no points up, if you're out there and your team don't got no storylines around them, we're looking for some new converts. Come on over to Cleveland. Come on over to Cleveland. We might got a little something for you, bro. I'm telling you. And you can get in at a bargain basement price right now for the low. But I'm gonna tell you, it's just like them penny stocks. Microsoft wasn't always Microsoft. Apple wasn't always Apple. Nike wasn't always Nike. But when you get in on the bottom level, you know what that stock price do. David Walker. I wear an extra large as well. See how they speaking into existence? You see how they be speaking into existence? You have a new subscriber at Zaire Bowers. Now, Rosie, can we give an update? My young guy, Zaire Bowers, out of Virginia, how many subscribers he got? Let me see. 124. Let's go. Let me see. Hold on. Let me show him. Let me show him. Here you go, Zaire Bowers. Let me see. Let me get that. Boom. There it is. Let's go. Salute. That's why I love the barbershop. That's why. Speaking of love, we appreciate you guys so much. We appreciate you guys so much. And you never know where we might show up. Radio, television, the internet. I might even take you back to the 1990s and show my old film. But it always has a purpose. It always has a story. And it's always go Browns. You never know we gonna do radio, television, internet. But if you want a fresh cut on sports, I keep these clippers with me. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Make sure you send me those measurements so we can get that out to you. And as always, you know what we do.